Live now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. June 3rd, when you're listening, is a very important day. Do you guys want to know why it's a very important day?
Because it's birthday.
Hell yeah, it is. It's my birthday. Woo!
We did your birthday pod, though, so...
oh, you did? Oh, God.
No, I said we did it already.
Yes, you did it last year. Good. That's good.
So this year you just get regular insults.
I'm not going to lie. I was afraid you guys were going to get a hold of all my coworkers and family and do all that. So
maybe for your 40th, if this is still going on and we're paid to do it.
I don't want to think about being 40. Anyway, this is Baseball and Whatever. There's Greg. There's Vinnie. Happy June. Happy Pride Month if you're celebrating. We are here, Baseball and Whatever, episode 57, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound right? We are going to talk Cubs baseball. We are going to talk Sox baseball. I can't wait to get to Sox baseball to hear.
Why? Why do we have to talk about that? There's nothing to say. There's nothing to say.
Greg, it's so
skip, pass.
No. So we'll talk about that, and then Ray Liotta passed away last week. So I believe it was Vinnie that came up with this topic. To talk about our top 5 gangster movies. So we are going to talk about that once we get to our whatever segment halfway through the show. If this is your first time listening, thank you. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/baseball and whatever. Tweet us at baseball and what. Twitch.tv/baseball and whatever. We are live there right now. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/baseball and whatever. We're live there as well. And email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com or check us out on Instagram at baseball and whatever. We also have the illustrious text line / voicemail line, which we'll get to in a little bit. That is 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-3278. Or I totally messed that up.
Yeah, we're live too.
Or fart. There we go. Okay, thank you.
Good save.
Good save. Well done. But yeah, so we are going to talk about that. It's episode 57. So first, though, we will recap and recount any famous 57s in Chicago sports, because that's where we're based out of. The only one I can think of for the Hawks, I believe 57 was Ben Smith at one point.
Oh, hold on. I don't have my list up yet. Ben
Smith?
All right.
Okay,
Heard the bell.
Right.
Heard the bell.
Heard the bell. Very faintly heard it. All right, so we got Ben Smith. Maybe also Carl Stewart? No? All right. Wow. Ooh, that's a
on
deep
a roll.
And that's all. What do you got, Vinny?
Carl Stewart was the first person to actually wear 57.
Look at that.
Kudos to you, Justin.
He, from what I remember, he was like my height, like 5'7", 5'8", and would just run into people. And that was about it. So, yeah. Good. Was there any other Blackhawks? I think that's pretty much it, right?
There were 3 more. Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Trevor. Yeah. Okay.
Tommy Wingles.
Oh, yeah. He only was on the team for like 1 year. Yeah.
Yes. 2018. And then Anton Wedden. Sorry, my eyes are awful.
Oh, I have no idea. That one I don't know.
EIN 2020.
I know. It might be a rookie, I'm guessing.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Cubs. I can't think of any Cubs. Can you think of any Cubs, Greg?
I've got just a slew of relief pitchers for the Cubs and Sox. So I'll kick it off with the Cubs. And you know both these guys, Justin.
I do? Okay.
You probably Vinny does too. Antonio Alfonseca.
Oh, the guy with 6 fingers. Yeah, he had 6 fingers. Yeah.
He was also really good a few times and really bad most of the time, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was that extra finger that did him in.
I think Fernando Rodney also wore 57 because he couldn't wear 56, which was his usual number. That was that 1 year. Was that the World Series year? That was the World Series year, right? 16? Or the year before?
15.
15.
It was 2015, the year before. Right. For the what? That's all I have for the Cubs. Did you have any more, Vinny?
Yes, I do. Scott Efros is currently wearing it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Gushu. He wore it in 21. James Norwood failed.
Oh, yeah.
He's now, I think he's with Pittsburgh now, and he likes to shove against the Cubs every time he pitches. Zach Putnam, 2013.
Okay.
Zach Putnam was a Cub? I have him on the White Sox.
Yeah,
That was one of my 57 for the White Sox.
Yeah, I am on the Cubs.
Amazing.
Chad Goudan.
Oh, Chad Gaudin. Yeah.
Yes, I remember him.
Gaudin?
He was a
Yeah.
redhead, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Sam Fold. Gotta love
Oh,
Sam
I love
Fold.
Sam Fold. Yeah.
He's gonna
Manager
be a manager
now,
one day.
right?
Yeah. I don't know if he's
going to be?
managing. He's probably going to be. He's an analytics coach right now with the Phillies. Maybe that could be BS, but
that sounds about right. About right.
Rocky Cherry, you guys remember him?
Yes, he was the one that made him
Cherry.
carry around like the kid's backpack because he was a rookie or something. I want to say, yeah,
Okay.
That was him.
Let's see. Nobody else I recognize, but in 1956 to 1957, Vito oh God, I'm butchering this, but it's a very Italian
probably be a character in a movie we'll bring up later.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why I'm bringing it up. But he wore it from 1956. I can't even say it. Alice didn't see it either.
V.
Valentinetti or something like that. He wore it from 1956 to 1957, and then the number wasn't worn again until 1955. It was like
That's amazing.
Like pseudo retired by the Cubs. No one wanted to wear it. Maybe the guy was bad or something like that.
I was like, do you know why he wore that number? That's how many people he probably killed.
Oh God.
Those are the ones that they only knew about, Greg.
Right, the ones. Right, exactly. There isn't a jersey number that will hold that real number. So
right.
Jesus.
Would you have any more Cubs, Vinny?
That was it.
Okay.
For the White Sox, I had Zach Putnam, longtime 57. Boone Logan,
yes,
was a 57. Jace Fry, who I thought was really going to be awesome, but never panned out. Had amazing stuff. Left-handed pitcher, just couldn't put it together and became a complete waste. And then our guy Tanner Banks, wearing it now. Nice little comeback story. Guy making a team in his 30s. That whole thing. So yeah, those are my 57s for the White Sox. I can't think of any more. We're getting to that point where it's
getting really hard.
We're getting shaky. Yeah. So
next week being 58, I don't know what the hell. I got nothing on 58. So that'll take.
I think I got a 58 right now, but yeah, it's tough. Jeez. Any more, Vinny?
Yes. I think just one more. Tony Pena.
Oh, relief pitcher. Yeah.
That was about it.
Juan Marinas, I think.
Who?
Juan Marinas or Jan Marinas, however he spelled his name. He was a relief pitcher for like 1 year, I think was 57. Or he might have been a 58.
Good job,
okay. Was there? Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. He also had good stuff that never really worked out. Shame.
Yes, he spelled his first name Jhan.
That's right. That's how it was. But it was pronounced like.
I was looking for when he said Juan. I'm like, J-U.
He pronounced it like Juan, though. It was weird. It's just a typo or something. So. Your name
Johnson,
is a mistake.
98.
Catcher, yeah. That was. He, I think, changed his number later on, but yeah, he was a longtime catcher. Maybe he just stuck with 57. I thought he was 20-something, but I can't remember now. But yeah, Mark Johnson, remember him? Hockey style mask. So
okay, that was about it. That's it for the.
That's it. Yeah, like I said, these lists are getting
smaller and smaller. I can't think of any Bulls. I can't think of any.
Nobody for the Bulls.
Okay. I got one for the Bears. Unless you want to take it, Vinny.
For the Bears.
Yeah.
What you got?
I have Olin Kreutz.
Oh.
Olin Kreutz. 57.
You better be careful. I feel like if you say his name 3 times, he shows up and punches you in the jaw. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Also, John Bostic, linebacker.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Yes, I
think he found some success with
he's elsewhere
right now.
He's with where? Is it Washington? Washington. That's right. Yeah. He's still playing, I think, or he was. Yeah. Mild success, maybe. Yeah, I can't think of any other 57s.
Okay. There's a big one from the 85 Bears team, currently doing play-by-play.
Doing play-by-play?
Oh, Tom Thayer?
Good job.
Yeah, all right. 57. There we go.
After that, oh geez. Currently it's Christian Jones.
Okay.
Before him, it was Kevin Pierre-Louis.
Oh yeah. Special teamer, right?
Yeah.
If that's practice squad.
Yep. Nothing much. In 73 to 78, Don Rives, Rives.
Okay.
And then from 79 to 81, Lee Kunz. Or Kunz. Kunz.
Kunz. Fair enough.
Yeah. You get in trouble with that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not
you gotta
gonna
be careful with that one. Well,
I had one more for you, Justin.
What do you got?
The Flames are out of it. I was gonna give you 57s from your Avalanche. I got two guys more recently.
Okay.
From 17 to 19, Gabriel Bork, left wing.
No.
Okay.
No.
And then in 2007, George Peros, a right winger.
Yes, George Peros, enforcer. I believe he was a Princeton graduate. So he was one of those smart guys that beat the hell out of people because he wasn't fast enough. Started his own hockey clothing line called Violent Gentleman. I know I own a couple of their things. It's one of my track jacket I have is a VGHC track jacket. And then he went from doing that, left that company after he started it up, and now he is the head of player safety for the NHL. Which you couldn't write that better. Yeah, the goon that beat the hell out of people for a living is now the head of player safety.
He would know.
Whether or not he does that great of a job at that,
they don't look too safe out there. So
no, not really. So that's good pull, Greg. Very good pull.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that does it there. I do not believe we have any texts, but do we want to save Greg's voicemail for when we get to the White Sox stuff, since it's White Sox primarily, or do you want to save it for next week when I can edit it? What would you guys prefer?
We can. I'll play it during the White Sox.
All right. It's a doozy. I was at work during my lunch break, and I saw that come in, and I listened to it, and I just spent the whole lunch break laughing. So I apologize that I was laughing at you, Greg, not with you on that one. I apologize. But we'll get to that in a second. But before we do that, we have plenty of hot takes in Greg's Hot Takes, so let's do that next.
Greg's Hot Takes.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on!
Hell yeah.
All right, want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts!
I wanted to get two quick things out of the way first. Made a sale to Greg Stop, Justin. Game called Course that you could not get into. Why could you not get into that game?
I honestly don't know. It's a space sci-fi game where you fly around and shoot stuff in a spaceship, which seems right up my alley.
Yes, it does. I'm wondering why. That's what's concerning. I'm like, this is a very Justin game.
My Boba Fett thing back here, but the Blackhawks jersey that used to be behind me fell off the wall, broke the Boba Fett thing. I swept up all the glass right before we did the show, and then I grabbed something to stick behind me so it wasn't just a blank light blue wall. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I just couldn't get into it. I've been playing a lot of other stuff, and I was just going to trade it in because I know I'm not going to end up going back to it. So you were lucky enough to take it off my hands for $12. Yeah.
I hope the cardboard casing around it's still perfectly intact.
Thankfully, for my sake, it did not come with one. So we're in good shape there. We're in very good shape there.
Any reaction from you from Sony State of Play? I know they did a brief thing this afternoon. Couple PSVR 2 capable games, Horizon and whatchamacallit. Let's see. We have. I
believe that's one of Vinnie's friends, right?
One large sausage pizza, please. Will that be all?
I believe
we'll
so.
wait for him to respond.
So.
Any reaction to that? No cardboard.
We're getting lots of comments on it. This is awesome.
I know.
Yes, no, there should be no cardboard boxes around video games. I am right there with glucosamine chondroitin. That's
I don't know.
A crime against man.
I don't know.
But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Did you have any thoughts about State of Play? I just thought it was just okay. A little bit of PSVR 2. I know you're not really thinking about that too much, are you?
Who? Are you talking to me or Vinnie?
I'm talking to you, Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
Do
said
you know
Vinnie.
what I'm talking about?
No,
Vinnie?
I'm stepping on glass as we speak right now. I apologize.
Are
yes,
you listening to me?
No, I am not. I did not catch most of it. I got home late, and then we went to Menards to buy some stuff. We're doing a little home project here in the kitchen coming up. But I did not see most of it, but I did see the Resident Evil 4 remake trailer, which I'm not big on Resident Evil 4, but that looks really good. So I will definitely give that a shot for sure. So
Seymour Butts available. Seymour Butts is always available, Zach. Always available. There's Seymour Butts here.
You say enough to Vinnie. Vinnie will drop trout for you. But no, yeah, that was about all I saw. I did not get a catch to see much else. But I'm the PSVR 2 I probably won't go with because the PSVR 1 is still sitting about
Collecting
15 feet
dust.
from me collecting dust. So it's fun, but I can only play that now for like about 20, 25 minutes at a time before I start to get dizzy. I don't know if this is a side effect of being middle 30s now, maybe. I don't know.
It's a combination of a lot of things. Parenthood.
It is. Parenthood, lack of sleep.
Yeah, working.
Going on about 4.5 hours of sleep today. So,
exactly.
But yeah, so no, I'm excited. I'll check it out though for sure. I'll check out some of the stuff. I got to rewatch that and see what else popped up. But yeah, was there anything that caught your attention?
No, not really. Just wanted to hear your reaction. I was just like, okay.
I love
PSVR 2.
I love that my other
being old will
brother-in-law. Yeah, Jake is not old as me, but thank you, Vinnie. Yeah, to be 35 tomorrow. Whoops. Oh, that's gonna.
All
suck.
right, here's a question for you guys in the chat now. I guess we can say that.
I know we have like quite a few people watching right now. It's kind of cool.
All right, chime in, chat. Here we go. And you guys, how many leagues is like too much fantasy football? Is it more than one? Is more than one league too much fantasy?
More
football?
than one.
I was in 5 last year.
Good Lord,
that's a lot.
5 is
a lot,
and
Greg.
I missed the playoffs in one of the leagues, and it was a paid league. I was pretty pissed about that, and it was just too much. It was just way too much to manage. So maybe not more than one, maybe more than 2. What do you guys think? Chime in on this.
I think more
Vinnie,
than
go
2.
ahead.
I was going to say more than 2. I've done 3, and that's pushing it. But yeah, I would say 2 is probably the sweet spot. I know like the people are degenerate gamblers do like probably 10. So
never played fantasy football. Glucose is a mystery. He
is. I appreciate that. I was used to be in 2. Zach says anything more than 2 as well.
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I've cut it down to the 1 that we do with, you guys and your dad, Vinnie, that he runs. And even then, if if I feel bad, if I'm out of it by like the second or third week, I kind of tap out pretty early. I'm not gonna lie.
I noticed that last year.
Well, then the one year I forgot to do the draft and my team was awful, and I'm like, I don't even know if it's worth going forward with this. But I don't know. 1 is good for me. 2 tops. I also was really big into fantasy baseball in college and did like 2 or 3 fantasy baseball leagues at a time, which that is a disaster because I don't have the attention span to do that. And actually, my brother-in-law Jake in the chat. I got him into a fantasy baseball league that I was in college with somebody I was in college with. I haven't talked to the guy in probably 6-7 years, but Jake got into the league because we needed a guy, and Jake stayed in the league for like another 7 or 8 years after I left it.
That's amazing.
And I believe it actually, that's who Glucose is. We never put
We have
that
a
together.
reveal.
We have a
Zach
reveal. We never knew that was Zach. That's the Zach that writes in all the time. Not to be confused with the other Zach asking if we want to see more butts on a sausage pizza. I don't know. I don't have the attention span anymore. I just don't have time for more than 1. Time is
the thing.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do all that stuff and do the research to actually be competitive anymore.
No. And then when I see people like your sister Vinnie and your wife Greg win week after week, and they had Devin Hester on their team for the longest amount of time, it really demoralizes me to the point where I don't want to do my team anymore.
And they're just following the Yahoo advice.
Yeah, that's all they're doing.
Working for them, and I'm trying to go against it because I think they're wrong. But it turned out I lose then. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think I got to really tone it down this year. Not as many paid leagues because they just keep forming.
I'm too cheap for that now.
And it's getting really expensive, and it's kind of with all the injuries, it's a lot to keep up on.
Oh yeah,
because last year was probably like the year I really stopped giving a shit about fantasy football towards the end right there.
Yeah,
so.
I totally get that. Totally get that. But yeah, so there you go.
Justin, what's going on with? Go ahead.
Oh man! All right. Well, I know he's. My parents are in because they watched Maddie today while we were at work, and my birthday is tomorrow, so they came in to celebrate their oldest child turning 35. Their best child, might I say, because I know my sister's not watching this. But anyway, and so we were watching the Cubs game yesterday, as one does in our family, because we're Cubs fans. And my dad was sitting there watching it. And now keep in mind, he is hockey. Like, that's our thing. He and I, my whole family, we love hockey because we all. Oh, Jake says my sister's been sleeping since 8:45. Yeah, that's. Anyway, that checks out. But anyway, so we're watching the Cubs game. They go to extra innings, and I said, Dad, I know you're not really the biggest baseball guy. They have a runner start on second now. His jaw hit the floor. I believe his exact words were, "That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen." Or something along those lines. And I go, why are you so upset about baseball? You don't even watch baseball.
Oh, I wish I was there to hear that.
Why are they putting a guy at second? That defeats the whole purpose. You got to play the game, and you keep going till you win. You don't get a freebie and put someone at second. And I said, well, people don't want to sit around for hours upon hours, and baseball's trying to shorten the game. Well, that's too damn bad. And he got all worked up about this. I've never seen him get so anxious about it.
You sure he's not like a secret closet?
Maybe he's like a
fan?
closet baseball fan, and
because he sure sounds like one.
So then he goes, well, he doesn't know anything about golf either, besides us going to the driving range as kids. Well, that'd be like if you go to the golf course and you just go, straight to the putting green. And I go, well, yeah, that's called mini golf. He goes, you can't do that. And that'd be like if we went to play hockey, and if, we went to overtime and then a shootout, and you tied the goalie's hand behind his back. What kind of bush league is this? And he was so upset. Even today, he's like, you guys going to be live? Because I want to know what Greg and Vinnie think about this extra inning crap. And I go, yeah, it's a done deal. It's not changing anytime soon. But, he was so worked up about it. I've never seen him get so worked up about baseball.
That's great.
Yeah,
that is fantastic. And I love those comps, too. And I could get on board with that. But isn't that going away? Didn't they get rid of that?
I believe that's going after next season. I believe that's going away. Yes.
Yeah, it's going away. So it's not here forever. But
so, and then he also, I know if anyone's been listening for a long time, he has been asking me for probably 2 years now when Top Gun Maverick has been coming out. That's a recent callback.
Like how he asked you.
He asked me, the guy that only saw Top Gun 1 once at like age 9 and doesn't really care too much about it. Anyway, so I go, Dad, Vince agrees. The runner on second is bad. So your dad and my dad completely agree.
Hey, everybody, an old man's talking.
But so a commercial came up during the Cubs game. This might have been before or after the runner on second debacle. I don't know. It's all a blur at this point. But anyway, I hope you're happy. I go, Top Gun. Like, I heard it was the end-all, be-all of all movies. Tom Cruise is our Lord and Savior, apparently, because this movie was just excellent. Everyone's raving about it. You got to go see it. And I go, so yeah, I guess you can go. I know he was going to go like next week or whatever. And my mom's got this goofy look on her face, and she goes, we already went and saw it. And I'm like, well, and she goes, your father was like, well, we don't have to go. If you don't want to go, we don't have to see it. But, he really wanted to see it, because he keeps asking about it. Mm-hmm. And they both agreed it was like the best movie they've seen in years. They absolutely loved it.
Wow.
So,
okay.
I will admit part of me wants to see it because everyone I talk to says it's great. I know it's coming to Paramount Plus in like 40 days. So I will probably wait because I don't care enough about
I haven't even seen any of the reviews for it.
They're all good. Everything is great.
Okay.
Everything is great. So, like Tom Cruise as a person, complete scumbag. Don't really like it. Don't really like him, but I do. He's a good actor. I'll give him that. So, Zach writes in the chat, spoiler alert, Goose makes a comeback. They did mention that the whole zombie thing that they wrote into the story didn't really fit, but apparently Goose could still fly a plane even with his neck half missing. But Spoiler alert for the first movie, I guess. So
right, yeah.
30 years late on that, 35 years late on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But so they were both amped up about that, and they were both very amped, or I should say my dad was very amped up about runners on second.
Well, I disagree.
You know what?
With on second. I personally like it. I think it's a good
just want it to get over with at that point.
For the regular season, I think it's perfectly fine. There's no reason to be, the Cubs went 13 innings or what was it?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so they went deep. There's no reason to go past that during the regular season and waste arms.
Waste your pitcher's arms, yeah.
Yep. Exactly. I think it's perfectly fine. It adds excitement, and it adds excitement too. You're not going up and down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Later innings when you're just like, okay, get it over with. There's no end in sight. It's good to have that runner there. They still have to drive them in. It's not like they're giving them a run. Right. They're not putting them on third. They're putting them on second. You still have to drive them in. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. They had 9 innings to do it before. Get it done. Now's your chance to get it done, and both teams have a chance to score a run and extend the game or win the game. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. I think it's fine. We should have left it in.
Yeah, I mean, his thing was he hates the shootout in hockey, and I do too. I absolutely hate that because to me that's not hockey. But so he kind of equated it to that a little bit, which I can kind of see. But granted, hockey's and baseball are different. Where baseball, your pitchers only have so many bullets in their arms, and you don't want to waste them. So I can kind of get that. But yeah, his the end of the argument was, well, I like hockey more, and I said yes, so do I. But we are on a baseball podcast, so there's not much else I can do about that. So, but so that was Scott's hot takes this week. So.
I love it.
Yeah,
you should send in a voicemail.
Oh God, I was gonna say, I guarantee you, we could have him write in with something that's upsetting him each week. He's now that he's 60, he's approaching that. He's approaching the "Hey everybody, an old man's talking" range.
Well, I love the passion for Top Gun and for runners on second. I think that's great.
Jake also writes in the chat. He says, "I'd rather see it start after 12 innings. Highly dislike when it starts right at the 10th inning." So, yeah. And
I just hate baseball in general. Right now, so I don't really know what I'm doing here, but that's just my opinion at the current moment. So.
And Zach writes in, says he hasn't seen Top Gun, but he loves Hot Shots, or he's watched Hot Shots a lot, which I know that was a big 80s movie as well. So the only other hot take, and I don't even think this is a hot take, but Obi-Wan so far. We did not talk about that because we did not watch it yet last week. Those 3 episodes, I mean, we don't want to get too spoilery here, but they are amazing. And if you were a Star Wars fan, and if you're our age, which you remember the prequels, and as a kid you enjoyed them, but as an adult you realize they were not that great, like we talked about, was that last week's episode?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these redeem Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. The fact that they got James Earl Jones to do the voice of Darth Vader again, even at like age 91, 92 now.
Yep.
And this isn't much of a spoiler, but this is the first time we really see Darth Vader as a complete jerk. Like he is an evil human being in that 3rd episode.
We finally get to see him full power, full dark side.
Like he's unredeemable. Like in Rogue One, you just saw him come through and he's attacking the rebels, which I get that. They're at war. But this, like, just the body count of innocent people that he just does not care was awesome. So I am very excited to see where it goes. There's a few little nitpicky things here and there. But overall, great episode. And I will say, I love the little girl that plays Leia. I think she is I think she's doing a great job. I think she totally nails what we imagined Princess Leia would be as a kid. And also the other thing I'm going to say, all the dicks that are writing in saying they don't like that one of the main bad guys is an African American.
Yeah, Moses is his name Moses.
She's doing an incredible job, and you have all these assholes saying, "Well, no, I want it to be a white bad guy," or I don't know what the argument is. And I love Star Wars came out and said this whole product is 20 million different types of aliens. If you don't like it, don't watch. Like that's
exactly.
I couldn't believe there were people that I saw some of the message that people were sending her like death threats and stuff because she's playing a Star Wars villain.
Right. Her character is really interesting. I can't wait to see where it goes. But yeah, that's just there's no place for that.
It's just people being assholes.
Awful. Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see there's going to be some type of arc, and I don't know if they're going to do the whole standard, she's going to have some redeeming quality and she's going to flip. I almost hope they don't do that because it happens all the time. Yeah. But if you have not watched Obi-Wan and you are a Star Wars fan, do so immediately.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's so good.
Yeah, I
and I know there's a lot of, I know it's Star Wars, there's a lot of hate for it online, or you see it on Twitter where there's people, really nitpicking, they don't like this, they don't like that. There's plenty of Star Wars I hate, so I don't want to sound like a hypocrite here.
Me too.
Me personally, I have no problem with anything I've seen so far in this series. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I am all.
I would go so far as to say this is like right up there with Mandalorian so far.
Oh, I think
it's above Boba Fett.
Without a doubt for me.
Mandalorian.
Yeah. It's.
And it's so weird because it's the story. See, with Mandalorian, it's like we don't know what's going to happen. That's a story we don't know.
Where the Obi-Wan thing is going.
We know what this is. This is like a spoiler for us.
Yeah.
We're just eating it all up because it's almost like closure for the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
It's just epilogue that's just existing in this time zone right now that just, even just watching it, you get like, you feel like the chills and the anxiety of, the confrontations and everything. I'm like, it's almost like it's not really happening, but it is. I'm actually seeing this. These guys are back after so long. I mean, I think the whole gap. I mean, the fact that it's been since 2005.
Yeah,
since we've
had a chance to run through those.
It's just been phenomenal, and I'm just giddy every moment of it. So
Well, the reason I think that's better than the Mandalorian, it's quicker. They have to be quicker in it.
It's moving. Yeah.
Like there would have been one entire episode of them flying in a ship. Like,
and then walking through the desert on that mining planet.
Exactly. Like they would have drawn it out, and that's my only real complaint is, but they're making a longer series. But yeah, I think that's why I like Obi-Wan better than the Mandalorian is the story's a quicker. It's condensed, so they have to. But it's not moving too fast. I don't think. I think it's.
I think it's moving at a perfect pace right now.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
especially when we only got 6 episodes of it too, so
it's going to run quick. Supposedly, though, they talked about that the cast liked doing it so much they might come up with a second season.
I did hear that.
We'll see.
I'm in.
We'll see. All right, well, before we get to the baseball talk, oh boy, we would like to thank our new partner, In the Clutch, for joining us here on Baseball and Whatever. In the Clutch is an awesome sports apparel company that is known for their licensed MLB, Negro League, and MLS apparel, along with great shirts to rep your favorite retro hockey, retro baseball, and retro football teams. Even better, if you head to intheclutch.com right now at checkout, use promo code baseball, and we have our own promo code. You get 10% off your order. And we might get a little kickback from that. So if you are looking for some licensed baseball or soccer or football or hockey t-shirts, go to intheclutch.com, use promo code baseball and at checkout, and get 10% off. So thank you very much to In the Clutch. You will not be disappointed. So thanks again to them. Vinny, let's dive into the baseball talk.
Baseball.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of.
Taking a look at Chicago's 2 favorite teams and other happenings around the MLB.
All right, we are going to start with the White Sox, which, their record is not too far off from the Cubs at this point, which is just very exciting for anybody, I guess. Not exciting for Sox fans. I apologize.
Not exciting for me, I'll tell you that.
I take that back.
Don't look at me.
But we are going to start off. Where do we want to start off? Vinny, I know you got some trivia for him, and we also have Greg's voicemail from the lineup today. What do we want to start with?
Greg, I'll let you choose.
Greg, what do you want to start with?
You play if you guys want to listen to the voicemail. I know Vinny's got trivia. You guys start off.
All right,
first.
so we'll start with the voicemail. If you are new to the show, Greg occasionally calls into the voicemail line and lets a stream of consciousness come out during the game or pregame or postgame, depending on what he is feeling. Usually I censor these just because I find it hilarious, but I did not have time. But you can sense the anger and darkness that is growing.
Like Darth Vader.
I'm
like I'm Darth Vader. I'm looking at Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. That's how I felt looking at that lineup right now.
Who's Tony La Russa then?
Tony La Russa is a guy who needs to be stabbed with a lightsaber immediately.
Geez.
So,
all right. So here is, I believe it's 2 minutes and 56 seconds of Greg discussing.
It was that long?
Yes, it was. So hang with us if you want to hear Greg get really upset. Vinny, go ahead.
Sorry, kids.
Tony La Russa is horse shit. This is the White Sox lineup for this afternoon's game. Just listen to this fucking ass bullshit. All right. Leury Garcia, hold on. Bring my computer here. Fuck. Leury Garcia is leading off. He's playing shortstop. Leading off, this guy's got a 183 average and a 194 OBP on the season. So that's
not good.
Oh man, right there. That's a guy who should be in fucking single A right now. Luis Roberts hitting second and center, that's fine. He's good. That's normal. Then we go to your 3-hitter, who's probably the worst player in baseball right now. Yoan Moncada playing third is your number 3 hitter. Batting 131. He's got a 172 on base for the season. There's a guy who the one good thing he's supposed to do is get on base. Can't even fucking do that because he's terrible. OPS plus score. That's your 3-hitter.
That's not good.
That's trying to win the World Series. Jose Abreu's cleaning up. That's fine. He's been on fire last 7 games, hitting 458, 567 OBP, slugging over 800. That's fine. Then you go to your 5-hitter. Gavin Sheets playing right field. Can't play right field. Fucking sucks. That's 7, 208, 296 OBP. That's terrible. Slugging 250. That's really fucking terrible for your number 5
That's a
hitter.
special kind of bad.
Can't do that. Then you got Yasmani catching, batting 6. He's terrible. His average has
I'm sensing
be
a trend here, Greg.
low 0. Is his average negative his last 7 games? Probably. He can't fucking hit. Then you have a good hitter batting 7th in Andrew Vaughn. 300, 313.
So why is he batting 7th?
Over the last couple weeks. That's
I don't know.
no. Tony La Russa once again bats him lower in the lineup. Has him hitting fucking 7th in the lineup. Then you got Reese McGuire DHing. That is just a complete lick of a dog's asshole right
I've
there.
never heard that expression before, Greg.
Terrible. It's 9th. So another fucking lovely ass lineup from Tony La Russa. It's an old sack piece of shit. White Sox, who gives a shit? They're no fun. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck the White Sox. Thank you.
Such a respectful young man at the end by saying thank you.
Still a man who has manners. So I was
apparently.
Brought up,
so you know, Jake, while we were listening to that, Jake in the chat said, "Is La Russa still batting the pitcher in the 8th spot, even though there's a DH because he's smarter than you?" I do not believe he's doing that anymore. Is that correct, Greg?
I wouldn't mind if he did. Our pitchers can hit. Maybe Johnny Cueto can hit. He played in the National League. Maybe he can put. I don't know his hitting stats, but why not at this point?
Well,
Jesus.
I admire the passion. I kind of feel bad. You deserve better as a White Sox fan.
Thank you.
I don't know. Is it time for Tony to go? Are they beyond repair? Is it just praying for something to happen at the trade deadline? If they're out of it at the trade deadline, do they start shipping people out? Like, is that it? Or
no, you don't start shipping people out. You just stand pat. I think.
Okay.
And which I think, I mean, that's what they're trending to right now. And there's still assholes out there that are saying it's early. It's not early anymore. It's
June.
after fucking Memorial Day. I mean, you could see it week 1 or week 2 trends in this team that were not looking good.
No.
And it hasn't really changed since then. It's they do random shit every night that you don't know what to expect. And that's what makes it hard to watch. I'm like, oh, this game should be a win. No, it will not be a win. Oh, we're going to get our ass kicked that game. Oh, no, they've managed to pull it off. You just don't know what the hell's going on. So the White Sox are butt, and I legit need a break for them. I need a break. We're on a break.
We're on a break.
A break.
All right.
This is Ross and Rachel bullshit right now.
We were on a break. Well, I guess that you can go find another team to watch then at this point, right?
I guess. I don't know.
But
I can't watch the Cubs because I don't have that channel like most people.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
My Flames are gone. That was
the hockey playoffs are.
Connor McDavid just destroyed them. Systematically decommissioned that team. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it. You know what, we were talking about Obi-Wan earlier, and that's kind of
you're just gonna ride out Star Wars.
Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Give up the sports, turn full nerd fandom right now. So.
Oh, well, I'd say we're already there at that point. I mean, I
know, but like full give
full
up
on
the sports. Like I can't play sports, so just live like that. I don't know.
Hey, you do you, man. You do you.
The Boys is starting the season.
The Boys, there we go. I'll finally watch this show that Vinny's telling me about.
There you go. Vinny, what's this trivia you have for Greg?
Greg, yes. I was going to say I might have a solution to the Sox second base woes. Okay.
Please.
Wait, you mean it's not Josh Harrison?
This gentleman is, as of this morning, was 5th in hits in all of MLB. And he would be number 6 on the team in weighted runs created plus at 99. And he's currently slashing 289, 339, 360, 699. Who is this gentleman? That
you're not talking about Cesar Hernandez, are you?
I sure am.
Because I know he's doing well.
Yes. As soon as he leaves the White Sox, he does better.
Yes. Yeah, a guy that not just left, they kicked him out.
They kicked him out.
Yeah.
He wanted to stay, and they showed him the door. I don't know if he wanted to stay, but yeah, good with the Indians, bad with the White Sox, good with the Nationals.
Yeah. Nationals are garbage, too.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm sorry, Greg, to kind of
yeah. Well, I mean, that's
poor Greg.
That's it right now. So, yeah, the White Sox, they are a huge disappointment right now, and I do not know what to expect. I do not want to say that they will win the division at this point. I don't know really what to expect. I mean, they still should, but we're just playing catch up right now. And the Twins don't want to win it. The Twins are like, we don't give a fuck. We're just in first place just because the rest of you suck. They're not trying to win. No one else wants to fucking win in the division except the White Sox, but they can't do it. So what are we doing here? Why are people watching this team? We have to stop. We need a break. Well,
Greg, the good thing is they can easily make up ground. They got 16 games against the Twins still to play.
That's true.
That's easy ground to make up if they can get their act in order. But like you said,
or it could be a lot worse after that.
That's possible too. That's the problem. That's the problem. We don't know, because if we get Lynn back, who's the next guy to go down? We have injuries, galore. Since one third of the season done. I know we've been riding that web, but eventually that's going to wear out. Eventually you have to play baseball properly. They're not doing it.
Is Tim Anderson back yet? He's still hurt after the Cubs series. Yeah, that Cubs White Sox series was a fun one to watch. At least it was competitive, which doesn't always happen.
It's still been pretty good. Cueto was pretty good too. Do give you a quality start, give you a chance to win. Couldn't pull it off though. I know Manoah's good, but still, you're supposed to be better. I mean, this lineup is supposed to be something, but the way they're hitting and the way Tony lines them up is just a
I don't know what
show right now.
I don't know what he's doing with his lineup.
I mean, you can bitch about the lineup. I mean, okay, so he builds a little differently. What are the chances? I mean, those guys are going to hit in that lineup anyway. I mean, is that really the end all be all? No. I don't know. In the end, it's really something to bitch about, because that's all we have to do right now, because they're not winning and they're boring. They're not fun. They're not fun to watch. They can't hit. I mean, they just look dead out there. So it's not entertaining. So, I mean, why the hell am I wasting my time? I still love my White Sox. I like the people on the team, but they're like literally a waste of time right now.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, they got the Dodgers coming up, who are, speaking of Darth Vader, they just got swept they got the Rays, and then I think they have the Dodgers. Dodgers just got swept by Pittsburgh. So, they're like Darth Vader raging mad right now, going to take it out on the White Sox. The Rays just, always find a way to win. So it's not, we got some more hardships ahead right now. So.
Yeah. Well, I wish you nothing but the best.
Justin, I know you said that Greg doesn't deserve Tony La Russa, and that's very true. The White Sox fans don't deserve him, but Jerry deserves all of this.
Jerry Reinsdorf deserves this in spades.
Right now, this is all just, there you go, Jerry. This is what you want. This is what you get. And now, unfortunately, the fans are the ones that have to pay the price for it. But this is exactly what Jerry deserves.
Yeah, I thought about that too, for sure.
I still remember us, sitting. This was before we had the podcast, obviously, but I remember us in like our little text chain. And who was it? Was it Bob Nightingale from USA Today saying, I hear that the White Sox really want to talk to Tony La Russa, and we all laughed, and we said that is the dumbest thing.
Everyone did, yeah.
That is so stupid. He's past his prime. They're not going to do that. They've been putting so much effort into this rebuild. That would completely be a major step backwards. And what do?
Yep.
They bring in Tony La Russa.
Jerry steps in to right a wrong or whatever
After they knew he had a DUI,
right. Yeah.
Months or weeks before they hired him, right? Is that what it was? I don't remember what the exact date was, but
I was going to say that's how I learned he was a Hall of Famer. He told us.
He told the police he was a Hall of Famer baseball guy. Was that a Hall of Famer baseball man? I don't remember.
Yeah, Hall of Famer baseball drunk. Him and Mickey Mantle. So
he may be a Hall of Famer baseball man, but he can't craft a lineup to save his life.
I want to root for Tony La Russa. I have no problem doing that, but you can't. What's he doing to help this team win? Nothing.
See, I can't root for him just because I still hold a grudge from him his years as a Cardinals manager, and
that's totally fair. And don't root for him because he's a drunken asshole too.
Well, yeah, that too.
Drinks and drives, but I'm looking for a reason. Hall of Fame. Okay, got the credentials, so to speak, and
second most wins, I think, in majors, active,
probably
or all time. I think
all time. Definitely active, and then we just can't make it happen right now. So it's really
a tough one.
It's not enjoyable. It's really truly not enjoyable to watch this team right now. So I'm just losing interest fast, and I know I'm not the only one. I mean, you gotta stick with it when you can, but I mean, you're like, why? Why?
Why am I putting myself through this?
Exactly.
Well, I feel for you. Should we
Vinnie,
move on?
Vinnie, for a second, I thought you were going to say Yolbert Sanchez, who's the, if you don't know who he is, he's the second baseman in Charlotte right now. That's actually he's doing some good things down there.
He's hitting better than Cesar Hernandez.
Yeah, but then when you hear that, you're like, oh, is that where the White Sox season has turned to, where we have to rely on this rookie savior, on a supposedly World Series team to come rescue us? I'm like, that's not a good look either. Guy who's never seen a major league pitch in his life. So we'll see. We've
been hearing that a lot though about them call him up because he is hitting well down in.
He is. Hey, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, call him up, man. Right. That might get my interest back. I'll tell you what. That I will watch that, because if he can hit, like, what the hell, what you need some sort of spark. You need some sort of spark, because you don't have it right now. You really don't.
No, you do.
You have just a lot of bad at everything at certain times. So
there's boy, that's it's not good, especially when the aspirations were so high. I mean, it's World Series or bust at this point, right? I mean,
that's what we went into the season saying. Now we're just trying to climb the ladder a little bit. So, not working.
I don't know if I'd say they're definitely not better, but the Cubs haven't. I mean, they.
I don't know. They might be.
they had a rough series against the Brewers, but all the games were competitive. I want to say 2 or 3 of them went to extra innings. I mean, they could have won that doubleheader, both games. I mean, they were close. They could have won one of the other games, and they won in extras last night. The exciting thing for me right now, two things. First of all, I know earlier in the week I wrote in our show notes that Keegan Thompson needs to be moved to the pitching rotation already, because he's been lights out as a full-time starting pitcher. And Vinnie, you got the update that per the Cubs, he is going to be in the rotation starting for the foreseeable future, because Drew Smyly is now on the IL as well.
Yep.
In addition to Wade Miley, so they are scrambling for pitchers. So throw Keegan Thompson in there. He's shown that he's. I would take him over Justin Steele at this point. That's for sure. In terms of consistency, so that's been exciting. And also Christopher Morel, utility prospect. Really, I guess maybe I'm not following the Cubs as closely as I thought, but I had never even really heard anything about this guy. And then he comes up, and I just double-checked for tonight, he has reached safely in his first 16 games as a professional baseball player, which is incredible. And he's just got such a good attitude. The team has been talking about how much they enjoy being around him, and he's just so upbeat and so positive. There was a great piece of video yesterday before he hit the game-winning sacrifice fly. You could tell he was getting a little stressed. He turned around. Wilson Contreras was behind him, and Wilson Contreras just kind of said, "Hey, take a deep breath." And then, he went back out there. He got a sacrifice fly and won the game. So, in addition to Morel, I don't know why Wilson Contreras is still without a contract, but that's neither here nor there. That's not going to change. I don't think. I mean, he could walk on water at this point. I don't think they'd offer him a contract, but I don't know.
Well, they might do a road show with him if he can walk on water.
Can we make more money off of you?
Make off of him. You're not playing baseball anymore, sir. Walk on Lake Michigan.
We need a sideshow entertainment here. We can make more money here than at Wrigley. But Vinny, you mentioned in the show notes that maybe you have a reason to believe. You want to expound on that? What you're thinking?
Yes, Justin, you kind of brought it up a little bit about the games being close, and I've noticed when I've been looking and following on my phone or listening to games that they either seem to score first or they have the lead at some point in the game. So I looked it up in the first 50 games, and actually in tonight's game they scored first, and so they also had the lead at one point during the game. So in their 21 and 29, in the 29 losses, only 10 of them have been blowouts, and blowouts here means non-save situations. I consider those blowouts. And of the 50 games, 33 of the games they've scored first in, so 66% of the games, and 74% of the games they've had the lead at one point. And they both moved up a percentage point. So 67% of the games they scored in that they've played, including tonight's game, and 75% of the games they've had the lead at some point. So they're in games. They're in the majority of their games that they're playing, 3/4 of the games. It just, good teams, contenders find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. They're just not a good team right now. But I mean, they're not as bad as people say. I think, maybe they can, some of these younger guys. Plus, they got a ton of injuries. I mean, Clint Frazier just came back from his appendectomy. You said it. Smiley and Wiley are both out on the injured reserve. They got Alzolay out right now. He was supposed to be another big arm. Mills hasn't pitched. Who knows if he's alive?
He's
walking around the cornfield in Iowa somewhere after his spot started.
He was last seen with the Children of the Corn. He's not coming back.
Right?
He's gone.
He heard voices in the cornfield, walked in, came back out. So they've had a lot of weird injuries. Seya's out after his hot start. He cooled off, and now he's out injured. Madrigal's out. He wasn't doing too well, but
he's back now.
He was back, and he made a great defensive play in the Brewers game, and he also advanced the runner in the inning to set up the game-winning run batted in by Morel. So Christopher Morel coming up. He's the leadoff guy that the Cubs haven't had since Dexter Fowler.
Yep.
He's making things happen on the when he gets on base, which he seems to do every game he plays. So I think things can get better. They're in a lot of games. It's not like they're just getting pounded every game. And I think that's kind of why I alluded to, last week. Why do people care? I think people are getting invested because they are in these games. They are scoring first. They're giving people reasons to believe, and then they're just getting let down game after game. 29 games they're being let down. So yeah, and again, 19 games they're in it till the end. So yeah, I think things can get better. Hopefully,
sure.
I feel like things look brighter. Hopefully they don't send Wilson away. I think he's the perfect team leader.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of telling because it was him and Rizzo that got in the fight last year. So if they offer him the extension, it's kind of like, big slap in the face to Rizzo, the guy that got in a fight. They, two guys get in a fight, only one gets the extension. But I guess Rizzo did get an extension, and he just turned it down. So I guess maybe it's not all on just Wilson.
Jake just wrote in the chat, just had a walk-off win for the NL leaders. Yes, if you don't know, Jake is a diehard Brewers fan. Jake, thank you for rubbing that in. They were down 3 to the Padres in the 9th, and McCutchen with the go-ahead RBI single for the win. Well, hey, even a broken clock's right twice a day. It's the Brewers' year. What can I say? No, they do have a good team. I can't stand Craig Counsell, but they do have a good team. They have great uniforms this year too, by the way. Great uniforms, great logo. There was one number that I thought, or one stat that I thought was hysterical. I'm trying to find it on my phone, that involved the recent acquisitions that the Cubs have had. They're trading last season. Did you know Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, and Anthony Rizzo this year have cumulatively put up a .3 WAR this entire season? So there you go.
Not good.
Not good. I'm guessing that's all because of Rizzo having a good year or two.
Yeah, Javi's been really bad.
Javi's really bad.
Chris has just not played, and he wasn't great when he was playing.
Yeah.
Rizzo's been bad this past month. He's been bad, too. So,
yes.
He started off real hot.
Then,
yeah. He's cool.
Which was interesting because he usually started off so bad every season. Like April was just a complete crapshoot. Like you could just write off the entire month that you weren't going to get any production from him. So it's interesting to see. But I found all the quotes from this story coming up as we transition to just going around the MLB. This whole Tommy Pham and Jock Pederson fantasy football story gets weirder each day. So I'm going to read these quotes if you guys will oblige me here. If you don't know, was this last week, the Giants and the Nationals? Is that where's Tommy Pham at these days? I don't even know.
Cincinnati,
sorry. Oh, God, I don't know. Nobody wants to go there.
No.
The Giants were out doing they were doing batting practice, and Tommy Pham just comes up and just hauls off and slaps Jock Pederson in the face, if I'm not mistaken. And then the benches they almost had like a bench clearing brawl during batting practice. So everyone was wondering what the heck happened. Why is this happening? So here's the quotes. Now, I'm not saying Jock Pederson is innocent, but I'm going to give him more the benefit of the doubt on this one. But here we go. This is from Jock Pederson. He's the slappee in this instance. We were in a fantasy football league together, he and Tommy Pham. I put someone on the injured reserve list when they were listed as out, and I added another player. Then there was a text in the group saying I was cheating because I was stashing players on my bench. I'm assuming that came from Tommy Pham. And then I looked up the rules and sent a screenshot of the rules saying that if a player is ruled out, you can put them on the IR. That's all I was doing. It just so happened that he, in quotes, I'm assuming Tommy Pham again, had a player, Jeff Wilson, that was out, and he was on IR, and he was literally doing the same thing. And then he says he was in 2 leagues. In 1 league, he was in the IR, and 1 he wasn't, so maybe Tommy Pham had some confusion. It doesn't stop there, though. For some reason, Tommy Pham's response to this was, there's too much money on the line, and he was messing with my money. I'm a big dog in Vegas. I'm a high roller in many casinos.
Okay.
Absolutely brutal.
It's also important to keep in mind that Tommy Pham has had many, many, many run-ins with other players or other organizations. And I believe it was last season or 2 seasons ago with the Padres, he was bragging on social media that he was stabbed in the back at a strip club, and he was out for quite a while due to a stabbing at a strip club, which is...
What the hell are you doing?
So, and then it goes on. Apparently, Mike Trout was the commissioner of this league. Tommy Pham then said, Trout did a terrible job, man. Pham laughing. Trout is the worst commissioner in fantasy sports because he allowed a lot of stuff to go on and he couldn't solve it at all. I don't want him to be the effing commissioner. I've got other stuff to do. Trout didn't want to do it. We put it on him, so it's kind of our fault because we made him a commissioner.
What is this guy doing?
What? How much do you think the buy-in for this league is? 10 grand? 15 grand?
I don't
think
know.
it's higher? I mean, Tommy Pham, I looked up, he's only got a $6 million contract, so it can't be too crazy, but he is a high roller, so...
Apparently, he seems like a whack.
He sounds like a Tony La Russa, I'm an important baseball guy, like right up there in that regard. He sounds like a loon. He is insane.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Plus, Cincinnati's the only team that really wanted him, and they're not trying to do anything out there. So, yeah, I know we brought up fantasy football before. I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with that. No. Really? Do you guys?
If he's injured and you can put him on the
all the time. I staff players all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you not do that?
Yeah.
Tommy Pham just seems like, and then to go up, and supposedly they had not talked since the text message of last football season. So however many months ago was what, February? That's 5 months ago. This is why I'm not a math teacher.
He's been waiting to do that.
And then he just walked up and slapped him.
Exactly. He was waiting for the right
planning
moment.
this for a while.
Yeah, yep. it's been like growing. The seed was planted, and it's just blooming right now. So yeah, that's all I got for baseball. But Vinny, you also went and saw a minor league game. You want to tell us about that?
Real quickly, I was just going to say that I realized that dude was a loon last year after he got stabbed at the strip club.
Yeah.
And he said that his doctor told him that the only reason he survived is because he's so muscular.
Right.
He's got a lot of back muscles apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
Lower back. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But yes. Okay. I digress. Yeah. Shout out to the Beloit Sky Carp. 2 weeks ago, we went out there for a game on Sunday. It was a really nice stadium. Really great game. Everybody was friendly there. Got a couple. The players were throwing foul balls to the kids that were out on the little grassy knoll that they have out there in the foul territory. And yeah, the kids got to run the bases at the end of the game, which was pretty cool. There were a lot of kids out there running around, and yeah, it was a great time. They don't have their Sky Carp mascot. They're still using the snapping turtle one. So
cool. Well, that's cool.
There, you're still going to see the snapping turtle. I'm guessing that the Sky Carp costume is probably somewhere out in the Bay of California somewhere.
Yep.
Waiting to be brought in and processed. So, but yeah, great game. If you guys are ever in Beloit, go check out the Sky Carp. It's a fun time.
Nice.
We'll have to eventually all get out there, and now that we have some minor league pull with the Pelicans and stuff, maybe we can try and get them to let us broadcast a show from the Sky Carp. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Just saying. All right. Well, I think that does it for the sports talk. I was going to say something about hockey, but you know what? It doesn't matter. All the teams.
Does Vinny have hot or nots?
Oh yes, we can't. Oh, how could I forget hot or not? Vinny, I am so sorry. Hit the music.
And now, folks, it's time for
Who's Hot?
So damn hot.
Oh, hot.
Because I'm a hot little potato right now.
And who's not?
I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold.
Freezing my royal Rastafarian name is off.
This guy sucks.
All right, we do have an update from Lynn that the Cubs won 7-5. So go Cubs, go! All right, they must have won because they knew my birthday's tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking.
Probably.
Or not. Or it's the Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals with a passion. So
did that for you, Justin.
Just for me. Yep. All right, Vinny, who's hot and who's not? Let's do this.
All right, we'll start off with the White Sox because they still are the better team in Chicago as of right now.
Thinks no one ever.
Record-wise.
Record-wise. Greg, who was hot this week?
Nobody. Jose Abreu.
He was up there. He was number 2. This is based on weighted runs created plus. Now, this one was a surprise to me, but Jose Abreu was second on the list. You have another guess?
Vaughn.
He was third. It is Adam Engel.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
467, 500 on base percentage, slugging .533 with an OPS of 1.033. 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, 3 runs, 1 walk, BABIP of 636, and weighted runs created plus of 209.
Also, someone who's not in the lineup,
right? Who is not hot this week?
All of them.
You can only pick one, Greg.
Grandal.
Good job, Greg.
Nice job.
He is hitting 067, 263, 067 with an OPS of 330. 1 hit, 6 strikeouts with 4 walks. A BABIP of 111 and a weighted runs created plus of 22.
He also has the same amount of extra base hits as Danny Mendick. Thank you very much. And Danny Mendick has 34 plate appearances on the season. Thank you very much. So there you go.
I'm so sorry, Greg.
There you go, White Sox fans. That's your catcher.
I'm sorry, Greg.
God.
Remember when he had like a super high on base last year? How great that felt?
When what?
When he had a really high OBP last year?
That was just okay. Hit the goddamn ball out of the ballpark.
Hey, Grandal, highest paid White Sox contract ever.
Yeah, fucking
free agent contract.
Money.
Free agent contract. Yeah. Sorry, thank you, Vinnie.
Waste of fucking money.
I'm sorry, Greg.
Greg's gonna stop showing up to do the podcast because it's just gonna bring too many bad memories.
For the second half, I love the whatever. I will gladly show up for that. Whatever you guys want to talk about and talk about these, but White Sox are not hot. There you go. That's the answer for
top 5. Greg's most hated White Sox players currently.
Just give me the first 5 in the lineup. There you go. I'll just pick the next 5 each day. So. Except my man Jose. I still love my man Jose Abreu.
Of course.
My favorite baseball player.
And he's starting to hit now, too, so that's good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else is not hot? Yohan Moncada. He's also still terrible. Really bad.
I don't think he had enough plate appearances. He didn't qualify.
Good. Yeah, he doesn't qualify for, any sort of status of any sort of talent as far as I'm concerned. So we'll leave it at that.
Justin.
Yes.
Move to the Cubs and let Greg just kind of wallow in that.
Let him fester a little bit. Sure.
Yeah. Who was hot this past week for the Cubs?
Part of me wants to say Patrick Wisdom, but I don't think that's it.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, what the hell? Patrick Wisdom. I don't know.
It was Wilson Contreras.
Oh, that would have been, yeah.
348 on base percentage of 464, slugging 826 with an OPS of 1.290, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, and 2 hit by pitches. BABIP of 357 and weighted runs created plus of 247. Those 2 hit by pitches, I think, both came in the Brewers games this past week. So
sounds about right.
Yeah, damn Brewers.
Wilson.
I tell you.
Who was not hot for the Cubs?
All right, well, let me go. Schwindel hasn't been too bad. Wisdom hasn't been too bad. Horner just came back. Okay, so I'm gonna say Andrelton Simmons.
I don't know. Qualified. You don't like this guy.
Ian Happ.
Your guy.
Ian Happ, 095, 208, 333, 542 OPS, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, and 1 triple.
That's still better than Grandal.
Yep.
He is so inconsistent. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So inconsistent.
He started off hot, but now he's got a BABIP of
83
and a weighted runs created plus of 38. So, yeah, he's cooled off significantly.
Oh, good God.
Over the past week. In the MLB, do you guys know who the hot player in the MLB was this past week? He's on a very bad team in the NL Central.
Very bad. Okay, I'm going to say somebody like on the Reds or Pirates then.
It's the Reds. I'll give you that.
I'll be honest. I want to say Joey Votto, but
no.
I don't know enough guys on the Reds anymore.
Kyle Farmer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're
shortstop.
526, slugging 1,000 with an OPS of 1.526, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, BABIP of 417, and weighted runs created plus of 311. Who is cold this week? Also in the NL Central, the leading NL Central team.
Oh, those Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to say Rowdy Tellez. I don't know.
Greg, you got a guess?
The Brewers, I don't know. And
this past year,
McCutcheon, I know he probably got the walk-off hit, but yeah, I think he's been struggling.
065 for an OPS of 129. He's 2 for 31, 1 RBI, 8 strikeouts, and 3 grounded into double plays. BABIP of 87 and weighted runs created plus of -71. Not good.
Not good at all.
Do you want me to do the month of May for MLB?
Sure, why not? Since we're in June now, yeah.
Yeah. For the month of May, who was hot?
Machado.
Yeah, I'll go Machado again.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Oh.
406, 465, 822 OPS of 1.287, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, 12 walks, 23 strikeouts, and 12 doubles. BABIP of 449 and a weighted runs created plus of 255 for the month of May. Now, who was not hot? Justin, I think you might know this one, or Greg. I tweeted out earlier this week.
Yes, and now I can't remember what the
Did we read his tweets?
Wow.
I know. I remember seeing it because I was looking to see how many retweets and likes it got, to be honest.
Salvador Perez?
This is going great.
Hold on. Let me look through all
Go through the tweets.
All the tweets.
Okay.
I don't know.
Javi Baez?
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right. It was.
Javi Baez, 152, 198, 219, OPS of 417, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 4 walks, 28 strikeouts, that is 0 walks, 28 strikeouts, and 4 doubles. He has a BABIP of 197 and a weighted runs created plus of 20. Not good.
Not good at all.
That's not a good contract right now for the Detroit Tigers.
No, it is not. It's not at
No,
all.
I mean, not right now, but I mean, it's only really bad when they're if he's doing that when they're supposed to win. I think that's a hell of a lot worse. So
yeah, that's true.
We'll see if that happens. He'll probably start mashing when they're good again. Our luck, while we're in last place with this team. So yep, because window.
Yeah, where's the window at now, Greg, for the White Sox?
So if we let's compare this to Independence Day, escaping the mothership.
All right, I can.
So
dig that.
we are at
Must go faster.
Not quite there. Just before that, I think we're at left, tunnel, exit. Right around there. So if we see it close, as we know it's starting to close,
I believe that was right after I didn't hear no fat lady. I didn't hear no fat lady sing.
Yeah,
Fat Lady is not sung yet.
That's right when they get free of the little clamps that are holding their ship.
Yes,
and he's going left, tunnel, and Will Smith's like, "Where the hell you think I'm going?"
Jeff Goldblum's lucky he didn't get slapped right there during that scene.
Yeah,
all right.
Actually.
All right. Well, we don't need to play the music for these, but we don't have any really Bears talk. I know Marion Barber, not Marion Barber. Who am I thinking of? Just passed away. Former Bears running back. Marion Barber the third, right? Is that who I'm thinking of? He just passed away. I did not see what the cause was. Did they say what the cause was? I mean, he was only 38, so that's a rough one. Rough one for him. So thoughts with his family there. Hockey, all the teams I care about got eliminated except the Avalanche. So go Avalanche. It's Avalanche and Oilers and Rangers.
They're up 1-0 right
yes,
now.
They are. And Rangers and Lightning. So there you go. And the NBA Finals, we haven't had any basketball talk. The Warriors are in the finals against the Boston Celtics. So I don't know. I love Steve Kerr. I do have a soft spot for Steph Curry too. So go Warriors. I'll take them on that one too. So, all right. Are we ready for whatever?
I think so.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Now it's time for whatever.
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 Whatever you want. Whatever I want.
Whatever, dude. Irrelevant. Whatever, dude.
All right. Greg, I'm handing it over to you. Take it away.
Oh, thank you, Justin. Welcome to whatever. Baseball. Whatever. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. Fantastic actor. Great loss. So in honor of this, or in honor of his passing, I think, Vinnie, was your idea to rank our top 5 mob, crime, gangster movies. This was a fantastic idea.
Yes, it was.
All over this when Vinnie first mentioned it. And I just started, I think I had my list pretty close. Made a little last minute tweaks, but had a lot of fun doing it. Some of my favorite movies ever. I don't know about you guys.
Yep.
But this is always a fun go-to for me personally, I know. So I think we should just jump right in with it. How do you guys feel about your list? Feeling pretty confident?
I feel real good about my list. In some of these other movies, I can tell plenty of stories how I saw them on basic cable, and they were not anything like the real movie.
And they were not anything close.
No, not at all.
Since Vinnie came up with the idea, I'm going to kick it over to him. Again, these are top 5 mob, crime, gangster movies in honor of Ray Liotta. So, top 5. Vinnie, why don't you kick us off, please?
I am going to start off number 5, The Departed.
Ooh.
Yes!
Absolutely love this movie. This was a tough list. I left out a lot of good ones. But yes, Departed had to make it. I love the story. It's kind of, also kind of a crime, or, more of a crime drama maybe than a gangster film. It does follow the Irish
Irish mob,
in Boston.
Yep.
But it's also, features Leonardo DiCaprio, who's the spoiler alert undercover cop, trying to break in from the inside. So there's a lot of different stories going on, mainly between Matt Damon, who's the dirty cop on the inside for the police department.
Yep.
And Leonardo DiCaprio, who's the rat for the mob. Jack Nicholson's fantastic movie. I can't say enough good things about the movie. I don't know if there's anything really bad about the movie or boring. I love everything about that movie. Even, all the characters are great. I love Mark Wahlberg's character.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Dingham, yeah.
Yes.
He's so great.
And at the end, coming in and just finishing the job and just taking care of Matt Damon was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was my number 5, The Departed.
Great
call. Martin Sheen, who plays Captain Queenan, I think he was.
Yes.
He's kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio. That was actually supposed to be Robert De Niro, if you didn't know that, because this was a Scorsese film, and just couldn't work out with scheduling or something. But that was supposed to be De Niro, obviously in a more of supporting role. And Alec Baldwin was in it too. Don't really know what's going on with him nowadays, but he was good in it. Vera Farmiga played the love interest. A lot of a lot of colorful language, but a lot of fun, a lot of Boston happening. So
love that.
Great pick.
I don't know if Robert De Niro would have made a good Queenan.
I can only see Martin Sheen just does it perfectly. So I feel like
figure.
If you get De Niro, I figured De Niro is going to be like a Frank Costello, Jack Nicholson's role or something, something a lot more prominent, because Queenan was just more of a supporting role. But I heard that Scorsese wanted him, obviously a longtime collaborator in his movies. So, I think Martin Sheen was just spot on for that role. So, good pick, great pick.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that one.
All right, Justin.
All right, this one's kind of a deep cut.
Let's hear the explanation on why this is a mob movie.
Yeah, right.
So.
All right, so this one's kind of a deep cut. It actually came out in 1990, though. One of the main characters in it was by an actor named Ralph Foodie. He was kind of an unknown, but overall, really good movie. Part of something that grossed a lot of money, and something that people still watch to this day, and that is. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, that is the movie Angels with Filthy Souls.
Okay, the Home Alone movie.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm messing with you guys. That's not my number 5. I was trying to see how far I could take that, but no, my.
I was like, is this? Well, here's the problem with that, Justin, because I know you and mob movies sometimes, so I actually thought that might have been the closest.
No.
Seen, like that little snippet. So we didn't know if we could qualify it, but
get on your knees and tell me you're sorry. All right. No, my number 5. My number 5 is The Untouchables. Love that movie. Obviously, being from Chicago, I love that. I believe is it Robert De Niro plays Al Capone, if I'm not mistaken, in that movie. I love Kevin Costner in that movie is great. Sean Connery, which don't really get the whole. I mean, his accent. I don't know where I don't know what was
that's
going
Connery,
on
man.
That's Connery, right?
You just let it go.
Even for the screen cap, or not for the screen cap, for the thumbnail, for the promo, for the preview of this, I put the gif of Hold on, when you put. Hold on. When they put one of yours in the when when he puts one of yours in the hospital, you put one of yours in the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Terrible.
Sorry. Those acting classes are really paying off. Glucose does say that he wishes Angels with Filthy Souls was real. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. And he also says he has Untouchables on DVD but hasn't watched it yet. Highly recommend it. I remember that is one, the first time I saw that was on cable, oddly enough, and I was out sick. I think I was student teaching, so this was about 14 years ago. And I was student teaching, and I had like a horrible flu, high fever, and I was in like a fever dream watching that movie and loved it. And I've only seen it probably once since then, but that is my number 5. And I believe there's a scene of them all at Union Station or walking down from like the Grand Plaza of Union Station, which is really iconic, but good stuff. Yeah, Kevin Costner, there's not much else to say. It's just a great Chicago movie, great gangster movie. So there you go.
For sure. Great call.
Thank you. I know. I agree. I thought Angels with Filthy Souls was a great call. Thank you, Greg.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, Glucose wishes it was a real movie. So love to see the rest of it after he shoots snakes. So
although they really went downhill with the sequel, Angels with Even Filthier Souls.
Baby, I'm over the moon for you.
No, that was a really good accent.
Thank you.
Snakes. I don't know no snakes.
Is that your best Marv?
It was a bad one.
It was a bad one. You're right.
Okay. My number 5, kind of an underrated movie. I love this movie. I don't know why it should have gotten more attention as far as I'm concerned. And hey, the lead actor in it just won his defamation case against Amber Heard. And that is the movie Black Mass.
Oh, yeah.
Starring Johnny Depp, who plays Whitey Bulger, and just kind of like his story from beginning to end after he was arrested. I forgot what year it was, but it came out. It like happened just before the movie came out. So Johnny Depp was fantastic in that movie. They really made him look scary, even probably scarier than the real Whitey Bulger. You just absolutely terrifying, but underrated movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yep. I really enjoyed it. It's one I got to watch again, but I saw it a couple times and thoroughly enjoyed it each time. Great cast with the two. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. Uncle Owen, Joel Edgerton is in it. Kevin Bacon is also in it. A lot of big names of happening in it. So really great movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. The story of Whitey Bulger is a real interesting one. So
all right, I'll have to
especially how he's able to evade FBI being on the most wanted list for many years, and how he finally got caught and everything. Real interesting stuff. So you've seen that movie, right, Vinny?
I have. It's great.
Yeah,
I agree with you. That one made an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have it on my list, but yeah. And it was funny. Usually when we do these lists on whatever it is, I go through like a top ranking list of something on the internet just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. That movie wasn't on anybody's list. Even IMDb didn't have it on its
really
top
wow
there. So I was like, wow, am I?
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah,
I didn't see it there. Maybe I scrolled past it because I already had it on my list, but I didn't see it there. I didn't see it on a couple other like top 50 lists.
No, yeah, you could very well be right because, like I said, it really didn't get a lot of. It was mediocrely reviewed, but yeah, did not get a lot of attention, and it felt like it's almost easily forgotten. So yeah, I guess that's surprising or not surprising, but also kind of sad. So because it's underrated movie, but. Yeah, definitely Black Mass if you haven't checked it out. Vinny, let's move down the list. Your number 4, top 5 gangster movie.
My number 4 is The Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, good call.
Great movie. Probably the best one in the series. Although I do lean towards the first one just because it's kind of the one that sets everything up. Kind of, shows Michael becoming the Godfather in the first one, but this one was great with the two stories. With Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in it. Robert De Niro playing the younger Vito Corleone back in the day, and how he became, Don and everything back in New York. Absolutely love that movie. Great cast. Still think about the fishing scene when I'm saying prayers at church every time, hoping that I'm not going to get a bullet in the back of the head after, was it I saying Our Father, right? Was it Our Father then before he cast? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But absolutely, yeah, that was probably the best one in the whole franchise. Absolutely love it.
Nice.
Totally agree. I will admit, like, it was the Godfather movies were like, they should have been on my top 5. There's no reason for them to not be. They're the ones I had. That's the one I actually moved that out at the last minute just because. But absolutely love those movies. Haven't seen them in so long, but they're just ones I haven't revisited in a while. But I mean, as far as filmmaking goes, I mean, just some of the best. And I have the whole trilogy too. Haven't watched any of them in a while, but yeah, I would agree. I lean more towards the original Godfather, but I mean, two might just be. It's like one of those that where the sequel might be better than the original, even though the original was revolutionary. You know, kind of like a New Hope, Empire Strikes Back sort of thing too. So, but yeah, no, great call on Godfather Part 2, and I think we'll get to a lot of submissions later that also have the same move, also have the same thing. So, what about you, Justin? Number 4 on your list.
My number 4. What made up gangster movie can I tell you about this time? No, my number 4. This was one I remember in high school. This was like a big deal to see this movie, and I remember seeing it a couple times, and also being part Irish. Really made me kind of like it. Yeah, very young Norman Reedus in this movie, and I'm gonna go with the original Boondock Saints.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I really liked that. The second one was fine. Did they do a third one? I don't remember.
I never saw the second one, to tell you the truth.
Second one was okay.
Oh, dude, yeah.
The first one though, Willem Dafoe is incredible in that first one. Just a crazy movie. I can't remember the name of the guy. What's the third guy between the two brothers that is helping them? Rocco, thank you. Rocco steals that movie as well. Just a good movie. I mean, to me, that's like your quintessential gangster shoot 'em up. You know, not even vigilante. I guess wouldn't be the right word for that. But yeah, just a good movie. So that's my number 4. I really don't even have anything else to say.
As a gangster movie,
it does or doesn't.
I don't know.
You don't know? I mean, they're criminals.
See on everybody's list. I would have probably put that on my list if. I don't necessarily. I guess it does. It has the mob in it.
Glucose doesn't think so.
Well, he said he didn't think to consider it, but he does love it. I mean, okay. I think because it's got the mob, you got gangsters, and
but
you're really not gonna like some of my later picks.
Oh God. You're really reaching here.
Yes,
Return of the Jedi is in there because of Jabba the Hutt. So.
Yes, trying to think of some cartel movies I can talk about too. But yeah, I guess I can see it. I can see that as well. But yeah, overall, that's what came to mind initially for my number 4 was
it's just and it's your list and you stand by it.
Hey, it's my birthday in like an hour and a half. Damn it! So well, there you go.
So I'll leave it up to Vinny if he lets
put a big asterisk on my list.
It's like the Roger Maris 61 home runs.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't count because Babe Ruth's record. So
exactly.
Yes, true. My number 4, you guys mentioned before, The Untouchables. Justin, I know that was on your list. Yep. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, just Sean Connery alone, you know my love for him, and then the whole baseball scene, the baseball bat scene too, with Robert De Niro. You're nothing but talking a badge at the end. And like I said, any scene with Sean Connery in that movie just steals it for me. And he won the Academy Award for playing Malone. So just one I'll go back to every so often. And I mean, the accent, like you mentioned before, I mean, it's Sean Connery, so you forgive it. You do the same thing in The Hunt for Red October, where he's supposed to be, Russian. So you just let it go. So number 4 for me, The Untouchables. So
nice,
good call.
Moving on down, going to our number 3s. So Vinny, what do you have?
Well, my number 3 is The Untouchables.
All right.
Absolutely love the movie. Takes place in Chicago. Anything that glorifies Chicago is it's up on my list automatically. Just the iconic scenes in Chicago. Love the story. Obviously Al Capone. Just loved to see him being brought down and everything that went on behind the scenes. And seeing as it was an accounting error, that is how they ended up getting him. It's great. The score in that film is absolutely fantastic as well. Another reason why it's higher on my list compared to the other movies. And just phenomenal acting across the board from everybody in that movie. Kevin Costner and Elliot Ness gets a little glorified in it from what the events that took place, but still nonetheless a great film that kind of showcases Chicago, maybe not in the best light with the Al Capone stuff, but still awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
My I don't know if I ever told you guys this. My great grandfather, obviously my mom's side of the family is all from Lamont, and there's Cog Hill, which is a pretty big golf course. It used to be a major, I believe, on the PGA Tour, if I'm not mistaken, because I know Tiger Woods used to be there. I think it was a major. Anyway, he used to caddy for Al Capone when Al Capone would go out to Lamont and golf.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did he get good tips?
I don't know if he got good tips. I never got a chance to ask him, but I remember him telling me about it, or so the story goes. But I thought that was crazy. I mean, he was pretty young. I think he was maybe like 10,
crazy.
11, 12, 13, something like that. But
wow.
Yeah. And like you said, Vinny, for such a guy that is just this huge crime lord to be brought down by some tax problems. So if you don't bring anyone down as an accountant, Vinny, I'm going to be very disappointed. So.
You got a lot of live up to.
I'm not an agent for the.
No, I know, but hey, not with that kind of attitude, you're not going to bring anybody down. I want you to bring down some, gangster from the Madison syndicate in Wisconsin that I'm sure.
What kind of operations they got going?
I wouldn't know.
There's probably this massive one. There's probably
this massive corn racket. You want to come in and grow corn out here? Oh, you got to go through
the corn racket.
I don't know.
I don't know where that's going. I was waiting for Dustin to try to do some like Wisconsin accent and come out like the New York.
I can't. My half my family lives in Wisconsin. Well, my whole family almost lives in Wisconsin now. I can't. Well, not that they would care, but
unless they're in on the corn racket,
oh boy,
there you go.
Maybe my dad. That was a way to deter me. All this baseball talk was to keep me off his tracks of running the corn racket in Wisconsin.
Now you've gotten too close. So.
No, I just know that the Wisconsin people, at least my brother-in-law, always used to tell me, Jake. I don't know if he's still in the chat. That we were all a bunch of fibs from Illinois, which stands for fucking Illinois bastards.
Definitely a fib right over here.
Because we come up to Wisconsin and use all the lakes and things, and then we go back home. We are not true Wisconsinites. So I don't know.
Yep.
But anyway, so there you go.
Number 3 for you, Justin. It is
all
your turn. I can't wait to hear about Return of the Jedi. Or wait, is that number 1? So
damn it, Greg! Quit spoiling my list. No, my number 3 is Departed. I've only seen that movie once, and it still stands out to me as an excellent movie. Oddly enough, I had not seen that movie until I started dating your sister, Vinny, and. Okay. I want to say we were at her condo and we were literally going through like when people still had Comcast boxes and they had like the on demand on Comcast, or maybe she owned it on DVD. I honestly don't remember. But she's like, oh, you ever see this movie? It's really good. And for Erica to like a movie that's not a slasher film, it's usually pretty decent. So we sat down and watched it, and I was blown away. And just some of the twists and turns, like you said, with the different characters, and also just the way they acted. I mean, Matt Damon's character was a scumbag from what I remember. I mean, and for someone to take, you look at him and like, oh, that's Matt Damon. He's carefree, happy, go lucky, fun guy from Ocean's 11 or Bourne Identity, which I've never seen any of those. But
what?
I've never seen anything. I've never seen any of the Bourne movies.
Really?
No.
You've never seen a single Bourne movie?
Not a single one. Not a single one.
What the hell is going on?
We can get into all the gangster movies I haven't seen. I know that's not a gangster movie, but But yeah, to make him like you dislike that character so much, even though you like the actor, just because they did such a good job. Just an awesome movie, and like I said, the Boston. I was a little disappointed there wasn't any references to clam chowder or going to the park, but
you dumped the body in the marsh.
In the marsh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Don't laugh. This isn't reality TV.
So yes, that's my number 3, The Departed. Great movie. Highly recommended. Very dark movie, obviously, but a good movie nonetheless.
I was going to ask you, Justin.
Yes.
Of these 3 movies that you've seen, that you've ranked so far.
Yes.
How many times have you seen the movies?
All right. I've seen Departed once. I've seen Boondock Saints 2.5 to 3 times. And I've seen The Untouchables 1.5 times.
Oh man.
I'm seriously wrong with you, Justin.
Oh, we don't have enough time. We could do another podcast on all the things that are wrong with me. So even Zach writes in. He says Departed is super cool. Justin needs to watch Bourne. So yes, I agree. I do need to. There's a lot of Bourne movies though, right? Like that's a long commitment.
4.
There's 4, and then there's the Jeremy Renner one. Remember that
which
one?
Is really good.
I do like Jeremy Renner too.
Yeah.
All right, I will add that. Bourne and Better Call Saul and The Boys. I don't know which I'm going to watch first, but
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I'll just go back to Star Wars. I'll watch Rogue One again. But yes, there you go. So there's my number 3, Departed.
Very nice. Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic film. Be talking about it soon again. But my number 3 is something a little bit more recently, and this one's a long haul. I don't know how you guys feel about this movie, but that is The Irishman.
Oh, great movie.
On Netflix, and that movie was like a huge comeback movie. Just for all these, for Joe Pesci, really. I mean, De Niro and Al Pacino are still acting, but to get all these, these titans together and all these fantastic actors for this star-studded cast, and they really. The story is phenomenal. I mean, you say what you will about the de-aging and some of the
some of the
scenes
rough.
are a little goofy, but
the eyes,
overall,
it was something with their eyes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
very blue. Yeah,
you see the deep fake guys on YouTube do
just as good a job, if not better. Yeah,
a better job than what they did in the film. You're like, ooh, they could have gone that way, but at its heart, at its core, The Irishman, although very long, it is just kind of like vintage mob, vintage Scorsese sort of type of movie.
Yeah.
You could just tell it with the script and everything, and real interesting too. What's his name? Frank Sheeran's story and everything.
Yeah.
So if you got 4 hours or however long it is, definitely go check it out. But it is worth it. I think Ashley fell asleep with it a couple times, but
what surprised me recently is actually, I think it was today, Netflix came out and said, we're not going to do this whole thing where we throw a bunch of money at people anymore to get them to do movies for us. And they specifically cited the Irishman as one of the reasons. And I'm like, there's a lot of shitty stuff on Netflix that you've thrown money at. The Irishman is not one of the problems.
No, I'd say that's one of the better. If not, I mean, I'd say most Netflix stuff. That I see, at least movies, maybe I have no interest.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds has a new movie on there every month.
Right.
It seems like, and I love Ryan Reynolds, but but they suppose $200 million is how much they spent on that movie.
Wow.
For The Irishman.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the
de-aging shit ain't cheap, I guess.
I guess not. They could have just called
that the de-aging stuff. Like,
a
lot of the stuff seemed really like when he goes to throw the gun in the river. That, like he looked like an old man trying to do that. It's like, ooh, you're gonna be able to get that past the rocks?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I thought the story was great, Greg, like you said, but the de-aging, I couldn't get. That movie was just made too late. They need to make that one. That was those guys were in their primes. I think.
Yeah, it was a good attempt, but Joe Pesci, all of them, they're pretty old. Even when they had to make them look older and everything, you're like, well, that's just fucking terrifying. When they're sitting in prison, eating the bread and the fucking grape juice, they're like, this is quite uncomfortable right now. So.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. But either way, I love that movie. got rid of Netflix, so I don't know how I'm going to watch it again. But if I ever do, yeah, definitely one I'll go back to because it's just because of those Titans in that movie, like I said. So
sure.
that is my number 3. Yeah, we got it up higher on the list than I thought it would actually, but I gave it some thought. I'm just like, you know what, gonna do it. So
nice.
All right, Vinny, we'll switch it back over to you. Number 2, we're getting down to the wire here.
Number 2 for me is Daniel Craig's best movie. He plays Connor Rooney in this one. This is Road to Perdition.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Hanks, Michael Sullivan, hitman for the Rooney family, which is actually based on the Looney family in Rock Island, Illinois. And it's also centers around the Chicago mob. Fantastic movie. The score in it is near perfect. Thomas Newman.
Yes. Sam Mendes directed.
Yep.
Reunited for Skyfall.
And Paul Newman played the leader of the Rooney family. So it was a great movie. There's some lightheartedness in it with Tom Hanks and his son kind of trying to rob banks and take down the mob because that was his way to have the mob listen to him in order to be able to put a hit on Daniel Craig, who murdered his family. Spoiler alert. You haven't seen the movie.
Man, damn it.
Well, that's part of it.
Oh my God, it's been like what, almost 20 years now.
It's that old? Oh, I didn't know it was that old.
I think just about,
Came out in what,
2002. 20 years.
2000. Okay, it has been 20 years. Holy shit.
I didn't realize that was 2000 years. That was 2002. Holy cow.
But yeah, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, see it. Great story, fun film. Number 2 on my list.
It doesn't get much better than Tom Hanks, Paul Newman. Then you throw in Daniel Craig.
Paul Newman.
Just fantastic.
That was one of Daniel Craig's earlier films too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's still pretty much unknown at. It
was like time. Right after A Kid in King Arthur's Court. He was moving his way up.
Was he in that movie?
He is. He wasn't that. And I only know that because I showed that to my students like a week and a half ago.
Yes, he was.
He was. He was the night training teacher.
Okay, Daniel Craig. Connor Rooney is a wimp in this movie. This isn't like anything like James Bond. It's just not like the characters he plays nowadays who are all pretty confident.
Well, he was more of a scrawnier dude.
Yes, he was.
A lot weirder looking back, and he just bulked up for Bond. Really, before that, he was just a weasel. That's why when they first announced him, everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So
this guy,
yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, watching Kid in King Arthur's Court for the first time since like I was a kid. Oh man, not a good movie. You sir are a great knight. That was one of his lines. I think he said it 2 or 3 times.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've been working on it.
That's some oomph behind it right there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Number 2.
Whose turn is it? My turn?
It is your turn, Justin.
All right. I hold on. I need to record Vinny's face because I don't know if he's going to consider this a mob or a gangster or mob movie. But 2 of the characters are mobsters. 3, 4, even 5 maybe are technically mobsters.
Oh boy.
This is a movie, Vinny. This is a movie I've probably seen 4 or 5 times. So at least I've seen it multiple times.
Wow.
I really enjoy it. There's some parts that are really out there, and it was the first time I had ever seen a movie where it was done. It was kind of interstitial, and you didn't know what parts came first or second or third or fourth, and that is Pulp Fiction. Do you consider that a gangster / mob movie?
I don't.
Damn it, Vinny. All right, well.
I did see that, I think, on a couple lists I looked at. Yes. I don't consider it because there's a lot of moving parts. And it's not
there is.
Focused on the mob crime or anything.
No, that's true.
Boondock Saints is more of a mob movie than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough. All right, well, we'll put a star next to this one. But anyway, why I like that movie so much? First of all, it revitalized John Travolta's career pretty much, right? Yeah, because he wasn't doing a whole lot before that.
Doing after that.
Yeah,
look who's
Face Off.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's done some stuff. Yeah, he's done.
He's done. Yeah. Michael, remember the movie where he was an angel?
Yeah, I remember that.
And in Phenomenon, where he became super smart, and didn't he had like a brain tumor or something? Spoiler alert. I think that's why he was so smart. Anyway, that movie's great. I love Samuel L. Jackson, spouting off the lines from the Bible, even though he doesn't really care. It's just more of an intimidation factor. Bruce Willis's, scene with Christopher Walken, which has nothing to do with gangsters, just cracks me up every time with the watch and what is, yeah.
How do you watch out of Vietnam?
Yes. But yeah, overall, I liked how it all came together. I could have done without the whole. I think the part that was the weakest for me was the part with Uma Thurman and having to, get her with the adrenaline in the chest and all that. Okay.
That part was cool. The dancing part was weird.
Yeah. At the 50s diner, I think isn't Steve Buscemi the waiter in that scene too? I could be wrong, but. Just okay. Here's my question for you though. For that movie, obviously Marcellus, the head guy of whatever mob outfit or syndicate, whatever you want to call it. What do you think is in that container that lights up like the gold aura around it? They never show you what's in it. They never tell you what's in it. What do you think it's supposed to be?
I don't know.
I know this is deep. This is kind of a deep cut because it's from 1994. It's been a while, but
I might.
Drugs is one response I've heard. Money, gold, but I've heard drugs most likely.
Money,
just because when at the what was it? They show like when they're in the diner.
Yeah,
and then shows them. Do you know what this is? Like you wouldn't ask that question if it's gold. Like they would know.
No, I guess you wouldn't. Yeah.
If it's drugs, that they would know who these guys are, that they're carrying that amount of drugs around. Especially they went and got it from those tweakers. So yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was drugs, but who knows?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards too. And then the gold aura was just to kind of emphasize how illegal or how valuable it was. I don't know. Melissa wrote in the chat and says that was their Halloween costumes this year were Vincent and Mia, which I did not know that.
There you go.
Melissa
does early Halloween costume planning.
She goes all out for Halloween, unfortunately. And Lynn writes in and
like
says
someone else who you know, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm on a text chain with them and all they do is send Halloween memes. Oh boy. And now I have to like Halloween because Maddie's birthday is right before it. See? Start mentioning Halloween, I get all flustered. Lynn wrote in and said that she had read or heard that was supposed to be his soul. That was Marcellus's soul that was in the...
that doesn't make sense.
Well, and that's why, you know what, I take that back. I have heard that too in different trivia websites, that the Band-Aid on the back of his head was how his soul escaped and that he kept it in that case, and that's why it was so valuable.
But why would anybody else? Why would they show that and say, "Do you know what this like?"
I don't know. Now I'm just getting a vibe of The Simpsons where Bart sells his soul to Milhouse.
Yeah.
Oh no, Bart's soul is attacking. Get the tanks. So yeah. Melissa says she has also heard that as well, that was supposed to be his soul. But yeah, I must say, seeing that movie as a teenager for the first time and seeing the scene with Bruce Willis and Marcellus and the sheriff of the town, it's pretty messed up. Being like 14, seeing that movie and not knowing that kind of thing goes on in the real world and thinking everything's just, rainbow and sunshine everywhere. I do think that usually, yes. I live in a fantasy world where everyone's nice to each other, and I know that is definitely not true. So yeah, that is my number. Yeah, that is my number 2. I can kind of see how it maybe isn't a gangster movie, but yes. And she said, Melissa also says you're supposed to be stunned by the beauty of his soul. And that's why people are so surprised, because he's such a monster of a human being based on what he does. But okay, I can kind of see that. I could see that being something that Quentin Tarantino tries to throw in there.
Tarantino.
That seems like a real Quentin Tarantino thing. So I kind of want to go back and watch the Kill Bill movies now. I really liked those two in high school. But
those are other movies I haven't seen in a long time.
First one's good. Second one, yeah, great fight scenes. That fight scene with the like the Japanese rock band was playing music and they're fighting? I don't remember who she's fighting against.
The restaurant?
In the restaurant, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
The Yakuza?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, that's my number 2.
I got a quick Tarantino question for you guys.
Sure.
Did you guys like Django Unchained?
Yes.
I never saw it.
Okay. I could not get into that movie. I don't know why.
No, I've heard good things.
Yeah, everyone loves it. I don't see it.
No,
I don't know.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing. Watched
Really?
the whole thing once.
Oh,
Only watched it
great
once.
Western.
Maybe I got to get it. Maybe I got to get it again. I don't know.
I never saw Django Unchained, but I also another one of his movies, Inglourious Bastards, being the history teacher. I could not really get into that movie. I don't know why.
I like
no,
Inglourious
couldn't really get into that
Bastards,
one. Couldn't really get into that one.
Really, I thought you liked that movie.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's not. If I'm gonna watch a Quentin Tarantino movie, it's not one that I'm gonna go watch. If that makes sense.
3-piece. Because they don't get it right.
Maybe, perhaps that could be.
Historical.
I would sooner watch. I don't know. Reservoir Dogs is pretty dark. I don't really like that one. But
I think that was my first Tarantino movie. Actually,
I saw that on cable.
Yeah.
I think I said that last week on USA, and I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. This is a good movie. And then I saw the real movie, and I was like, oh my god.
I didn't think that was that dark, Justin.
I'm just thinking like when he's torturing that police officer and cutting his ear off, spoiler and all that. Like that's really dark.
I mean,
there's
and doesn't he pour gasoline on him too?
I think it's. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he doesn't set him on fire.
No. Michael Madsen is just a crazy dude in that movie.
Yeah. That scene wasn't like that jarring to me when I first saw it. I mean, there's other stuff.
But again, also saw that at about age 15. So
I think I was even younger than you when I saw it.
How'd you turn out so normal?
Am I really? I'm waiting for like that's another podcast. That can be my 40th birthday podcast. How is Justin normal? Yeah,
we'll deep dive on.
We'll do a deep dive on that. But Zach Glucose wrote in, said Django Unchained is great or is good. I don't really care for Kill Bill or Pulp Fiction, but I do love Inglourious Bastards. I also, it cracks me up that Mike Myers is in that movie too. But
yes,
yeah,
he shows up for the first time in like 5 years.
Yeah.
After
that's
the
not
Love
Austin
Guru
Powers.
or whatever, whatever movie he made.
So there you go. So yeah, that's my number 2.
That's your number 2. I was like, where are we again?
That was a deep dive on that one.
My number 2, you guys already mentioned it. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Departed, especially for Mark Wahlberg and his character, his potty mouth. You know, maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself. You know, those just lines like that. But the story, though, I know that was like a remake of some, Korean movie or something that was a big hit. But, you know, Scorsese kind of retold the story, won Best Picture, saw it probably when it first came out. And just like one of you guys mentioned earlier, the twists that it takes and everything and the progression it goes through. It's just a lot of fun surprises along the way, and one that's always enjoyable from any point for me. Like it's one of those I can just, you know, if you see it on TV or whatever else, and you jump on in the middle of it, just kind of like I ride it through to the end. So I enjoy the hell out of that movie. And it's got a cast, a great cast, like you said, Vinnie, Jack Nicholson. I mean, just he does what he does, and everything's just great. That movie theater when they're in that the porno theater too, and then Leo's trying to find like that was just hilarious. So
yeah.
Then when he's tracking them through the alleys and everything, that was a pretty tense scene. So
that was great.
Also, Anthony Anderson in that movie, for those who don't remember, Trooper Brown, towards the end.
Oh, yep.
So that's when
right.
he was still pretty large. So he was good in it for the time he was in it. But one of my absolute favorites. So that's my number 2. So I guess we've reached the ones, boys. Let's see.
Right.
Let's see what you got, and then we'll read our ones, and then we'll get some of your listener submissions. So,
all right,
go ahead, Vinny.
Number 1 for me, Greg. This is probably your number 1. It's going to be Goodfellas.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely love this movie. I think for me, it's probably the quintessential mobster movie, especially because it shows it through the time period. Like, I mean. It starts off in like the 50s as him as a little kid.
Yep.
Moving through Henry Hill's life, just the different time periods, going to the 60s, 70s, going into the nightclub, that scene of going through the kitchen and everything, going through the back door, getting the prime table up top, line of people just because of who he was connected. I still love
smooth.
It was just great. Just how everything happened in the movie. You know, the shine box scene. That the beginning. That was pretty much the beginning of the end for everybody.
Exactly.
It was funny, the prison scene with them eating the spaghetti dinner, which
I love that scene. That's like
Right?
one of my that's like top 3 favorite scenes in that movie.
I get so hungry watching that scene.
I do too. That food
Right?
looks so stinking good, and they're in prison for
Right? They're in prison and eating better than probably the majority of Americans.
Right. I mean, I kind of love the exposition too, the voiceover with Ray Liotta.
Yes.
You know, in prison, dinner was always a big thing. We had a pasta course and a meat or a fish. I'm just like, this fresh lobsters being dropped off by the prison guards and everything. So, yeah, that food always looks so good. And that was Martin Scorsese's father who played Vinnie, the one making the tomato sauce. You know,
that's great.
Three small onions. So no, I was like, damn, that looks so good. So that and the other thing I want to mention too, Vinny, like you said all those fantastic scenes. I agree with you on all of them, but also the drug chase when the DEA is tracking him, and then you think he's hallucinating about the helicopter, or he's trying to figure out what's going on. He just looks like he's all, you know, doped up on coke and everything. He's tripping out, and then, you know, you can just feel the anxiety going out throughout this day of like all the shit he has going on. You know, he's hosting the dinner, he's got his brother over, he's got to make the drops, he has to go to Jimmy's to get the silencers and everything, or to drop off the silencers, and then finally the bust in the end. You just feel the tension through it, and I'm like, God damn, that's like a little slice of gold right in the middle of the climax of that movie. So 100%.
And it was
Melissa says Goodfellas is amazing. Would agree. Go ahead, Vinny.
Water wet.
I was just gonna say, like, it, you know, after he got busted, it was kind of like he was almost relieved, like when he was just sitting there, like, and they were just reading everything to him. You know, the police are talking to him. He's just kind of just sitting there, like, okay, like, finally I can relax, I can breathe, I'm busted. This is it.
Right.
You know, and the music in that movie was fantastic as well.
Yeah.
The Clapton with the oh gosh, now the name of the songs, Layla. Piano part when they're showing everybody the dead bodies are showing because, you know, Jimmy, you know, freaked out and figured everybody was going to blow their money, and they're all get busted. Did anybody ever see a dime? I guess they did. They were all spending their money.
They were all spending it initially, before they all got whacked, pretty much. So
did he? I wonder if he ended up just getting that money back. But it was. That movie was just great.
Right.
Just.
Yeah, there's really not a part of that movie I think I just love. Well, I mean, just go from the very beginning when Tony Bennett kicks on, and then you're rags to riches, and then you take off from there. So I mean, I'll say it right now too, that's definitely my number one, probably arguably my favorite movie of all time, to tell you the truth. So
wow.
I mean, it's just one I'll go to anytime, watch anytime, always in the mood for it, and hell, I'll probably even pop it on tonight. So
nice.
That's high praise.
Justin,
yes,
I guess you can close us off.
I'm kind of bummed because like I've seen 30 minutes of Goodfellas on cable, so
that's what I wanted to ask before you revealed your number one. So
I saw the spaghetti scene. I saw the end where he's he thinks he's the helicopter's following him. I've seen that. I know there's a big deal to do with him walking through the restaurant in the beginning, but I haven't seen the whole thing, and I haven't seen the real version of the movie. So I could have copped out and just put that on there to suffice, but I didn't.
All right.
I also
have never. You're true.
You're Scout's honor.
How awful! Like
Vinny is just
long.
So I've never seen Goodfellas the full way through. I've never seen Godfather 1, never seen Godfather 2. I did see part of Godfather 3 on basic cable. Now, in my defense, I've played like gangster video games. I love GTA and Vice City. Vice City has Ray Liotta, so there you go.
It does.
It does.
Yes.
Which was I remember that being a big deal. Like named movie star is going to be in a video game.
Yeah, that was huge.
And then also I played the new Mafia. Your parents actually bought me for Christmas one year. That was a lot of fun too. The
definitive edition,
yes,
the original.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hashtag backlog. Video game backlog.
Yes, my number one though has already been mentioned. Oh, hold on, here we go. And Melissa says this is why Pulp Fiction is a gangster movie to him. I need to find a way to ban people from the YouTube chat. Melissa, you're next. Anyway, my number one's already been mentioned, and it might be a little bit of a recency bias because it came out a couple of years ago and I saw it, and that is The Irishman. For me, I just loved. Granted, the de-aging isn't great. It does kind of show some weakness here and there.
Yeah.
But I just love the historical aspect. Like, I have a newfound appreciation for Al Pacino because I'll be honest, before that, I don't really think I've ever seen an Al Pacino movie. I knew who he was, but I never really knew how. My goal tonight is to make Vinny's head explode, and I'm getting really close.
He's literally giving you the Michael Scott look when he sees Toby in the bow tie for the Finer Things Club. He's just like, I have no words.
I have no words. Melissa says Mark is sitting next to her, and I'd never ban him. That is correct. I would never ban Mark. All right, but anyway, where was I going with this? I just lost my train of thought. Irishman. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I've not. Yes, The Irishman. I just love I love the way Al Pacino is, as Jimmy Hoffa, somebody who didn't know a ton about Jimmy Hoffa besides all the weird bumper stickers that would be throughout, like
Teamsters, baby.
Teamster stuff, yes. As I have a Union shirt on right now. But anyway, it's meant to be. Yeah, like he does such a good job just chewing up whatever scenery is around him. I loved him, and when he's in prison and he's kind of taken over, and then he gets out and I think he's down in Miami at some point, and Robert De Niro comes to visit him, and it's a very tense scene. He does a great job. My favorite scene from that movie though doesn't even have anything to do with anything like he's doing, but it makes you wonder if he's connected to it, is when they're at the diner and they announce that JFK's been assassinated, and everyone's running to the TV and panicking and scared, and you just see him kind of stand up and he just kind of walks back to his table and keeps eating his meal. So like, to me, it made me wonder, like, are they insinuating that he had something to do with it, that he knew it was going to happen, or that like, if it can happen to JFK, it could happen to him because people didn't like him either. Like, I really loved that portrayal of that scene. And obviously Robert De Niro as, this contract killer.
Here you paint houses.
Yeah.
Here and yep.
Yes, and what I also dig ditches. Was that the other one? Meaning he disposes of the bodies too, I think.
Yeah.
And Vinny, I know your dad told me he's got the book. I've been meaning to pick that up. That's definitely one I want to read. And I know there's been tons of back and forth about whether or not it's legitimate and whether or not the story itself is real, and whether or not things were kind of Yeah, we can go on for days there, but that's my number one. And again, I've only seen that once because it's 4 hours. It's a journey, but I returned that on. I remember I watched that with my parents because they were in, I think for maybe Thanksgiving or something. And we literally sat and watched the entire thing because I think Erica was asleep. She had work that day, so the next day. But yeah, great movie. That's my number one.
Yeah, but how many times have you seen Justice League, Justin? So twice. Could have watched The Irishman at that time.
And Zack Snyder, so technically 3 times.
Oh, God.
I mean,
more disappointment.
How long until I'm kicked off the podcast? You guys are going to find yourself a new video editor and just kick me off the show.
No, that's too much work. You agree right now.
That's true.
See, then we wouldn't have any more of this if we just agree with the person.
This banter, this wonderful banter. Yes,
right.
There you go. So.
That was fun, boys. Good. Should we get to some submissions here? Because I think we got a lot of good.
Yes, we do.
So from Dorm Room Dispute Podcast, number 1, Goodfellas, best movie of all time, regardless of gangster film or not. I can definitely get on board with that. Godfather, Godfather 2, Scarface, an honorable mention for me. There's an Al Pacino movie, Justin. Have you
Say hello to my little friend.
Hey. Good job.
It was a different voice, that's for sure.
But it wasn't the New York accent.
It wasn't the New York accent.
I've seen the first 20 minutes of Scarface too, and then I was like, this is too violent for me, and I turned it off.
I'm going to say that Scarface is a tad overrated.
Okay.
It's not one of my. It's not one of my go-tos. It's just more historic. It's just more. It's more of like a. It's more of just a flashy one-liner. It's got more. It's got more notoriety than quality of filmmaking. If that
there was a period of time in like the early 2000s when every like rock star and rapper would always reference Scarface, or like MTV Cribs. There was always the gigantic Scarface poster. Like I don't know what that was all about, but
yeah,
I definitely like Scarface.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, and I think GTA tells a better story. GTA 3 does. But I just think just a tad overrated.
Definitely not making my list, my top 5 list. Honorable mention, I'll give it that. Bronx Tale, and then after further consideration, Scarface will be replaced by The Departed in the official power ranking. So there you go.
They corrected
I would agree
themselves.
with that.
There you go.
100% right there.
Nice.
Why don't you guys?
You want to take your sister, Vinny? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ashley writes in, Goodfellas and The Departed are probably my top 2 that I can rewatch anytime. Justin, did you see that? Rewatch anytime. She's seen movies multiple times.
And for Ashley, that's a pretty big deal, I would imagine.
Well, that was the first movies when we started dating. Was
really
Goodfellas. It's one of the first movies we like sat down and watched together. And I think it's not the first time she saw it, but the first time she actually watched it with my commentary, because I'm that annoying guy that does that. So
I think the first movie Eric and I watched together was Fast and Furious 4.
Okay,
that's a great. That's one of the weaker ones. No, Tokyo Drift is great. Tokyo Drift is better. 2 is the weakest. Right? 2 is the worst.
Oh, what was Tokyo Drift? 3?
Yes, 3.
Yes, okay.
3.
Yes, I still have the Blu-ray of the last one sitting on our entertainment center. But now that Maddie's
was it like
around,
Fast 20 now or something
Fast
like that?
9. Fast 9.
Oh, was it Fast 9? Oh, I thought it was more than that.
If they don't go to the moon in 10, I'm going to be highly disappointed. All right. Gina wrote in. She said The Godfather, Departed, Goodfellas, and The Irishman. I would agree with Gina. Good list, Gina.
Melissa writes in Goodfellas and The Bronx Tale. The Whole 9 Yards had a mobster connection, but it was a comedy.
I've only seen about 5 minutes of that, too.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah.
And then there wasn't
the whole
I don't know.
Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was a hitman in it, I believe. Trying to get out, I think.
Oh gosh. Well, if we're putting movies like Whole 9 Yards on there, I could have put like Mickey Blue Eyes on my list.
You already put it on the list, Justin.
Hugh Grant and I don't know who the romantic lead in Mickey Blue Eyes was. But
Point Blank, I think, was the
that was a good movie too.
Yeah.
I could have put that on my list.
It had what's his face in it? Wasn't it John Cusack in that one?
Yes, it does. And Joan Cusack as well.
Wouldn't be a podcast without John Cusack. So.
Right?
He's such a tool.
Right, there we go.
All right.
Glenn writes in Godfather, Goodfellas, Sopranos, Scarface, and Untouchables, top 5 in order. So,
would you guys recommend someone starting to watch The Sopranos?
I was just going to say I have not. Not having HBO almost my entire life. Now that I do have it, I'm starting it. I'm not very far in it.
Let me know.
I love what I see so far.
No,
so.
just
watch. Yeah. I mean, I know the ending. I know the ending was a bust. I heard, but the
ending's great.
I wouldn't say the ending's but like I knew about the ending. Right? Yeah, I knew about the ending when it first came out.
It's up to your interpretation, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I would say it's more to your interpretation than cliffhanger, since they're not going to be making any more.
No. James Gandolfini's
because I really want to see The Many Saints in Newark too, but I want to watch the show first, so I want to try and binge that one. So,
but,
all right,
Sopranos is great.
Yeah, I've never heard a bad thing about it.
I got a lot of TV watching to do this summer. All right, Zach, I think Zach's still in the chat. Zach said Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather, Mafia. I believe Mafia. I remember being a comedy.
Yes,
was Leslie? Not Leslie.
Yeah,
was it Leslie Nielsen?
Yes, Leslie Nielsen was the Don.
That was one I always wanted to watch and I never saw. Gangster Squad, he said, I want to mention it. It's not a movie, but I love Boardwalk Empire, even though it's not a movie for this list.
That's another show I never watched.
Your dad loves that show. He's talked to me about that multiple times. Yeah. There you go.
Jake writes in American Gangster, hands down. Is that different from the Denzel Washington movie where he plays Frank Lucas? Or is that the same one?
I think
that's the only one I know of.
Yeah,
that's American Gangster, but
yeah,
American Gangster that works too.
That's how
We're
they
assuming that's what you mean, Jake.
All right.
Yep. Robin writes in The Irishman. I think it was the only one I've seen, but it was so good. Is that your mother?
That is my mother. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's where you get your lack of watching these.
My lack of watching. I like to watch more upbeat, funny action movies, not the dark.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. I'm just such an upbeat, positive guy all the time. Not really. But, Zach also said he wants to add an honorable mention for another comedy, Johnny Dangerously with Michael Keaton. I forgot about that.
And Danny DeVito, right?
I think you're right.
And Dick Butkus. Wasn't he in it?
Wow.
Oh, boy. All right. Erica, my lovely wife, she said Boondock Saints, Whole 9 Yards, and Departed. So there you go there.
Vince writes in with his list. Favorite gangster movies: number 1, Godfather Part 2. Number 2, Goodfellas. 3, Casino. 4, Road to Perdition. 5, The Untouchable. Which one is? I haven't seen The Untouchable.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the same as The Untouchable.
It's singular. It was a prequel.
The prequel, The Untouchable.
Yeah.
Just one.
Don't touch him.
Just one. That's always been Sean Connery. God damn it, as far as I'm concerned. Can't be touched. An honorable mention, The Irishman. Where do you guys stand on Casino? Because, like you said, that one was just like, I like it, but it's just like okay for me for some reason. Kind of like you with Scarface, Vinny. So I like it, but not one of my ones I go back to often.
Justin, you've never seen it, so we're not going to take it.
I just looked it up. I thought it was the Nicolas Cage movie, Snake Eyes.
Oh.
You've never? Oh.
No, I've never seen Casino.
Oh, God, Justin.
Well, you definitely got to watch. I mean, it's great, but it's just like one I never go back to that often.
I think I think it's factually correct, I think, in it. I don't know. I've never read about it, but and it's very long.
It is.
It's almost Irishman long.
Oh, jeez.
Is it that long?
It's
I remember as long as it's not
3
that long.
hours.
It might be. Yeah, it might be. You're right.
But it was a good movie. Very long. Great. Joe Pesci's phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
Very intimidating guy. I mean, he's definitely more intimidating in that movie than he was in in
Home Alone.
Yeah.
And Home Alone.
and Home Alone. Well,
yeah,
maybe.
Home Alone 1 too.
Yeah.
So it was an honorable mention for me, but yeah, one that wouldn't have made my top 5. I kind of agree with you that maybe it's not as good as some people think it is, but I don't know. Still a good mob movie. Better than some people's lists. Justin, he's not paying attention anymore.
I am sorry. I was looking at the next list that I have to say and see which of these I don't know.
All right. Dr. Mantis writes in number 5, Untouchables. Number 4, Snatch. Number 3, The Departed. Number 2, Godfather Part 2. Number 1, Goodfellas. Honorable mentions, Reservoir Dogs, and Casino. Great list.
List, yeah.
My list. Have you guys seen that movie?
Which one?
I haven't.
Snatch?
I've never seen Snatch.
I have it on DVD, but I've never watched it.
I've never seen it.
Very good. I recommend watching it.
Okay.
It's not your typical mafia movie. It takes place out in Europe. So, Brad Pitt's in it. It's a really good movie. There's a lot of different moving pieces moving around in that, different stories going on, but I highly recommend if you guys have it. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Condom. Snatch is awesome. I agree. Both of you guys should watch it. I think it's on Amazon Prime too.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Have that.
I'm looking at the cast right now. It looks pretty.
It's a Guy Ritchie did that, right? Isn't that a Guy Ritchie movie?
Guy Ritchie.
Yep.
I believe it is. All right. All right. We got Jaybird says number 5, The Highwaymen, 4, Casino, 3, American Gangster, 2, The Departed, and 1, The Untouchables.
The Highwaymen. That was more recent, wasn't it? That was Kevin Costner, I think.
Yep, Kevin Costner.
Yes, that's the. I've been meaning to watch that too.
His name. That's about Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah.
Great one.
I'll have to check that one. Have you seen it?
I did. Yep, I saw it.
I'll have to check that one out.
That is one I actively want to see. I just never got it.
You should be raping me.
That's just going to be the Justin soundbite going forward.
Yeah.
Right?
It's got a whole category for you, my friend.
Yeah. We do a top 5 of best movies Justin's never seen.
Oh,
I can
man.
just moderate that. We might need a top 10 for that one.
I'll close it off with Lynn, and this one's for you, Justin. Finally saw Pulp Fiction and really liked it. So how about that? Birthday boy, get some support.
There you go. Thank you. Can always count on the mother-in-law to back me up. All right. Well,
all right. Top 5 gangster movies done and dusted, gentlemen.
Nice
guys
job.
have any honorable mentions?
I think I mentioned them before, but I'm just gonna go with I'll put Scarface on there. You know what? More think about it, I will put Casino on there, and then the Godfather movies 1 and 2 more specifically, and then a shout out to the Mafia video games, which I also really enjoy. Probably missing a good one here, but how about you guys?
The one, I think it's technically a gangster movie, or the mob is involved. We'll put it that way. And that is the 1990s classic Sylvester Stallone at Copland. Do you guys remember Copland?
I remember Copland.
It's all about a bunch of cops living on, I want to say they live on New Jersey, but they're police in New York. And they're corrupt, and they're having some dealings with the mob, and then also with some union stuff, I believe, as well. So I remember it being good. I only saw it once, and I like Sylvester Stallone. So there you go.
I thought you were going to say Rocky because he was, he was the enforcer breaking people's thumbs for the mob in Rocky.
All right, Greg, you ready? You ready for this?
Okay.
I've never seen the first Rocky.
Which one?
I've seen Rocky 4.
You gotta be raping me.
Rocky 4 is a work of art, if you ask me.
Okay.
And I've seen Rocky 5.
And is that a work of art? Is that a work of art too, Justin?
No, that's against Tommy Gunn. It's a street fight. It's one of the worst movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have Jack Lugo tell you more about that movie. He's done deep dives on that one.
Has he really?
But he's also going to shame you for not seeing the original one.
I mean, I know, I've seen bits and pieces. He boxes the hunks of meat in the freezer, and all that.
Jeez, what is wrong? How?
Yo, Adrian! I did it, Adrian! No, wait, he loses in the first one. He doesn't do it. He loses. It's the second one he wins.
Hey.
And then in the third one, he fights Mr. T.
He lost, but he didn't beat him, Justin.
That's true. The Italian Stallion.
Oh gosh.
I got
Justin.
I know what I need to know through cultural osmosis. Like, I got the gist of it.
Jeez.
Well, I'm glad you could admit it, Justin.
Yeah. I mean,
that's shocking.
Yeah, thank you for admitting all these.
Rocky 4 though, his ending. If he can change, and I can change, we all can change.
Oh man,
we're getting
the
worse.
Titanic is standing. The Titanic is broken too, and it is standing vertical above the Atlantic.
It's been an honor playing with you
plummeting
boys.
Down.
Oh my god!
Oh, the orchestra's already dead. They've already drowned. We're the last remaining. So.
Oh man, this is awful.
You ready for the freezing cold?
Justin? Do you have any honorable mentions of mobster movies you want to just make up? Throw out there any cartoon movies, Pokemon. You want to throw that?
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
What about technically like the Batman movies could be mobster movies with Carmine Falcone?
There you go. Throw them in.
Yep.
Throw them in.
The Batman. Yep.
The Batman.
Falcone, Maroney.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
Yep.
I'm sure Zack Snyder had a gangster in there somewhere.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah,
right next to the parademons or whatever they're called.
What was the bad guy's name? It's like a heavy metal rock 80s rock too.
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, thank you. Or 60s, I think that would be 60s. But anyway, we've gone off the rail. Vinny, what's your honorable mentions, Vinny?
I actually have actual gangster movies.
All right, let's
my list.
He followed the rules.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Yes, Zach writes in the Goodfellas from Animaniacs. That's going to go to like number 2 or 3 on my list because that is a great
With feathers. Oh my god!
You don't remember
How does
that?
he remember
it was literally
that?
a part of the, it was a skit on Animaniacs where it was 3 pigeons and they were like the good fellas.
Yes.
And they would be like shaking down other birds and stuff. Oh, it was so good.
Glucose. That's
Thank
deep
you.
cut right there. Do not fuel Justin. Glucose.
Oh, it's like 11:30 at night. I'm on little sleep. Like I'm getting loopy now, so this is perfect timing.
We can tell, Justin.
Podcasting, yes. So my list, I have some actual ones here, not ones Justin's just throwing in there. A lot of them were said: Black Mass, Snatch, The Irishman, The Godfather. But I also have The Town. Did you guys see that one?
Oh, I always wanted to see that
movie. That is a
fantastic
movie.
The nun masks, right? Isn't that what the nun masks?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So The Town, American Gangster was mentioned, Casino, American History X. Do you guys see that one?
Yep. Great.
Oh, Justin, you see that one? That's great. What's his name?
Been a while. Edward
Norton, right?
Yes.
Doesn't he play like a neo-Nazi or something?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Fantastic. Reservoir Dogs was mentioned.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Public Enemy. I thought this was the one you were going to mention. You said Johnny Depp, Greg.
Oh, Johnny Depp. Yeah. I saw that movie in theaters only once, though. Yeah, I remember that.
That was good.
He played Dillinger, right? He was Dillinger,
Yep. So, yeah, and that one's on Netflix, I think. And then, I don't know. This might be a stretch for a gangster film, but Boys in the Hood.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I could see that.
I had that as an honorable mention. That was close to being number 5 on my list, but could not surpass The Departed. So, yes, Boys in the Hood, honorable mention.
Vinny, your mom asked, "What do you think of Peaky Blinders?" I've heard of
it,
it's good, but I don't know what it is.
I watched the first episode, but yeah, I haven't. It's probably in the 1900s, early
period show,
Industrial Revolution. There's an Irish mob, or
Cillian Murphy's in it, I believe.
Okay,
isn't he? Yes,
he's phenomenal in that, and Kevin Costner's in it too.
Oh, really?
I think it's Kevin Costner. He plays at least season 1. I've only seen the first episode. They have pretty thick accents in it, and I don't think Gretchen got into it too much. I was kind of looking forward to watching a couple more.
Is he doing his Robin Hood accent in it at all, or
I don't even know if it's him, but I want to say I saw that like 5-6 years ago, so I'm not 100% sure if that's actually him in it. Placed after World War I. Tom Hardy's in it too.
Nice. I do like Tom Hardy.
Okay.
I do like Tom Hardy. As long as
I've heard really good things about it. One more thing, quick too, about there's a movie coming out called The Offer. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but that's pretty much the making of the or the pre-production and production of making the Godfather movie.
Oh,
it's just kind of like a story of that. I think Miles Teller is in it. A couple other I can't think of the actors offhand, but that looks interesting too, so I'd like to see that one.
That's on my list to watch. I know I have Paramount. I haven't watched that one yet, but
is it on Paramount right now?
Yes, it is. So you have access to that, Greg.
I do have access thanks to that man right there. So
Lynn says Peaky Blinders takes place in Manchester, England. I just Googled just for the hell of it other gangster movies. Dick Tracy. Would you consider Dick Tracy a gangster movie?
Yeah,
I remember liking that. I had the action figures when I was a kid. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it. And then the other one I remember, actually, I saw with my buddy Greg when we were in college. We Own the Night. Do you remember that one with Joaquin Phoenix and Robert Duvall?
Yeah,
I remember that being
movie.
okay. I think was Mark Wahlberg in that too. Maybe I don't remember, but
it might have been.
And then another one which I always wanted to see as a kid because I liked this guy when he was on Saturday Night Live, and that is Corky Romano.
Oh God!
I'm messing with you, Vinny. I didn't want to see that movie.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think we've exhausted our stuff. What do you think?
Oh, the Titanic's gone, man. Just waiting for the Carpathia.
The Carpathia is like, you know what? Screw this. Just keep on going. They're a lost cause. Real quick, though, before we wrap up, I wanted to pull this up. If you are a Cubs fan or just a fan of Chicago sports and you enjoyed our interview with Herb Lawrence of CHGO with our White Sox interview, we will be interviewing hopefully next week. We spoke with him. He's on the Cubs side of CHGO, and that is Cody Delmondo. He does content creation for CHGO and does their Cubs pre- and post game. So if you are interested in that, we will be interviewing him and talking about him next week. Melissa writes in and says, Justin probably wants to add the Mighty Ducks. Well, technically in D2, Dean Portman's from Chicago. He's got the Morgan Park Academy jersey on. I mean, he could be a gangster. He's got tattoos, and he's a tough guy. Just saying.
Plus, there's always the hidden thing about, was it Jan?
Yes, Jan was in the Jan. Yes,
Yep.
Jan. Yes, that he was really he was orchestrating that problem. He had not a gangster problem, a gambling problem. I don't remember what that was, but yes.
Yeah, he was also in Lethal Weapon too, so maybe there's a connection there between the two movies.
That's true story. Hans, I believe from D1 is also in A Kid in King Arthur's Court.
Yes, he is.
Josh Backlund.
Yes, he plays King Arthur. He really, really gave it his all on that one. Anyway, so stay tuned. Next week we got that interview with Cody Delmondo. I don't know, maybe we'll do. We'll see. We'll have to talk if we'll do a regular show in addition to that, or just merge that in with something. I don't know. We'll talk. We'll see what we got going on.
We'll see what gangster movie he has on his list.
I'm sure they're not as good as mine. But if you would like to write in the show and tell me why my gangster movies are great and Vinny and Greg are cinematic snobs, feel free to do so. You can reach us at facebook.com.
That's the greatest thing you said all night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I mean, I liked cultural osmosis too, but we can go with semantics.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. You can talk to us on Facebook, facebook.com/baseball and whatever. You can reach us at Twitter at baseball and what. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. We are broadcasting on twitch.tv/baseball and whatever if you'd like to subscribe there. We're also broadcasting and streaming on youtube.com/baseball and whatever. Please like, share, and subscribe our videos on there. You can find us on Instagram at baseball and whatever, and email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com, and leave us a voicemail. Tell us, what should we say people should write in for voicemails next week? Tell us why. Yes, Greg can call in and tell us why I need to see Goodfellas. All right. On that note,
I'll call in and tell you. And
you can call in or text us 913-808-3278. That number again is 913-808-FART. Thank you so much for taking time to spend with us and listen to baseball and whatever. We will be back with more tomfoolery and fun next week. Take care, everybody.
See you.
Take care.